Tonight's broadcast will start in 2 minutes. The Reidsville Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center pregame show will start in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Tonight's broadcast featuring the Reidsville Rams and the Rockingham County Cougars will start in 1 minute. The RoCo Radio Game of the Week will begin in 30 seconds. Rivalry football. Cougars and Rams in the football capital of North Carolina. Tonight on the RoCo Radio Game of the Week, it's former Reidsville head coach Doug Robertson and the Rockingham County Cougars looking to move to 3-0 for the first time since 1990. On the other side of the aisle is head coach Eric Teague and the Reidsville Rams, who are looking to remain undefeated after the first 3 games of the season for the 11th time in the last 12 seasons. Will it be the high-powered offensive attack of the Reidsville Rams or the Iron Claw defense of the Rockingham County Cougars? There's a reason it's ranked as one of high school overtime's top rivalries in the 2024 season. It's time for a battle of undefeateds. It's the Rockingham County Cougars and the Reidsville Rams right here, right now, on the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by our wonderful sponsors, whose passion is to highlight the student athletes in Rockingham County, as well as the head coaches and coaches on staff that mentor players on and off the field. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Pennrose Carwash, voted #1 car wash in Rockingham County. Pennrose Carwash at 1509 South Scales has been serving the Reidsville and surrounding area for over 50 years. Established in 1970 by well-known entrepreneur Leo Rentz, this popular venue welcomes everyone. Pennrose Carwash open 24/7 and find us on Facebook. Pennrose Carwash voted #1 Rockingham County Car Wash 3 years in a row. Tonight's game is brought to you by Kooler Ice. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that's ready when you are? Kooler Ice is county-wide, and find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan across from Walmart, or visit our local Kooler Ice dispenser at Shules Home, 1635 Freeway Drive in Reidsville. And for all your ice and water options, you can also find us at Pennrose Carwash in Reidsville at 1509 South Scales, or at 2 Rivers Plaza in Eden at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice, great tasting, fresh ice, available 24/7 at all 4 locations. 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons. Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Ancora Compassionate Care. formerly known as Hospice of Rockingham County. Their name changed late last year, but they're the same community-based, mission-focused hospice and palliative care provider the community has known since 1987, providing specialized care for those coping with serious illness. Ancora's mission is to be a supportive presence for life's journey. When greater comfort and rapid response matter most, make sure it's Ancora Compassionate Care. They'll always be there because they've always been here. To learn more about how Ancora can support you, visit AncoraCC.org. Just as they are a supportive presence for life's journey, Ancora Compassionate Care is proud to support our local football teams on their journey towards successful seasons. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sandy Cross General Merchandise, serving the Sandy Cross community, Rockingham County, and surrounding areas of our beautiful Piedmont Triad since 1988. Rockingham County's community store at 164 Boyd Road in the Sandy Cross community, celebrating our 36th anniversary. Stop by Sandy Cross General Merchandise for local pure brand gasoline with the cheapest price in Rockingham County for 93 non-ethanol. Sandy Cross General Merchandise is also your niece's sausage headquarters with great value for Rockingham County. To find out more about the Log Cabin store, visit us on Facebook by searching Sandy Cross General Merchandise. The RoCo Radio Game of the Week is brought to you by Circle Drive-In in Eden, serving the best hot dogs in Rockingham County for over 50 years. Located at 111 Boone Road in Eden, Circle Drive-In is your home for fast and friendly service and an all-American meal. Stop by our old-style drive-in for a delicious cheeseburger, crinkle-cut fries, and top your meal off with a milkshake or banana split. Or choose from one of our many menu items, such as buffalo wings, chicken tenders, steak and cheese, the chuck wagon, and so much more. Circle Drive-In since the 1970s. For good food, stop by Circle Drive-In at 111 Boone Road near the roundabout. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Impex Chevrolet GMC at 2009 Barnes Street in Reidsville. When you are in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, look for the difference at Impex Chevrolet GMC. We have an unbeatable selection and world-class service. Choose from over 1,500 vehicles of every model, shape, and price range. And with our big city selection and small-town hospitality, you are sure to find just what you're looking for. Shop at one of North Carolina's biggest and best dealers at Impex Chevrolet GMC, 2009 Barnes Street in Reidsville, or at ImpexChevroletGMC.com. And tonight's game is brought to you by the community source, Rockingham Update, who brings you local programming, government meeting coverage, community events, promotion and broadcasts, sports, local nonprofit news, and so much more. Providing digital community news on all platforms since 2007. RockinghamUpdate.com aims to serve Rockingham County with dependable information and coverage it deserves. For local programming, including local meeting coverage, sports, local nonprofit news, events, and more, visit RockinghamUpdate.tv, your #1 IPTV station in Rockingham County. For a full list of programming and to watch live, visit RockinghamUpdate.tv. We now send you inside the press box at Community Stadium for tonight's rivalry matchup between Rockingham County and Reidsville. Hello and welcome inside the confines of Community Stadium in Jimmy Teague Field. Rivalry football on the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. High school overtime tagged this one as one of the special mention rivalries to watch in 2024. It's Rockingham County and Reidsville on the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. Joe Dexter alongside my broadcast partners, David Woods and the Hat Man, Jonathan Hatley. How are we all doing, guys? You ready for some great football?
I've been looking forward to doing a broadcast with you guys since I started listening to you, so I'm amazed. I'm loving this field here at Reidsville. This is my first game here, so I've been looking forward to this.
Tell you what, partner, take it all in. And you know what? I'm talking through a mic tonight, so at any point in time, I can drop the mic. Let's go.
He does it every single broadcast. Dropping the mic is David Woods as we get you ready for week 3 of high school football action. It's Rockingham County Cougars traveling here to Reidsville. Let's set the scene. For me, we'll start with Rockingham County. Defensively, they've been sound since the end of last year. I mentioned this in our pregame show in our interview with Coach Doug Robertson, but when you look at what they've done, 5-0 in games separated by 2 scores or less the last 2 seasons. Close ball games are important ball games to win, and Rockingham County has proven over the last 2 years that they can do that.
I'm going to tell you what, yeah, it is very important. I'm going to call out a couple of names for you. You got Luke Strittmatter, you got Tyler Walker, John Perez, Gage Rakestraw. I want to keep saying Malik, but I know it's Malachi Bryant. Christian Dela Cruz, I mean, all of those guys, man, and then some. 11 hats to the football every single time, and that's what Doug Robertson's defense plays.
Jonathan, one of those things that we've seen is the young guys stepping in. I think these are the guys you're going to talk about, guys like Christian Dela Cruz and John Perez on defense.
Oh, definitely. I was impressed with their defensive effort in Game 1 where they played McMichael. They essentially shut down that option offense that McMichael runs, and tonight they're looking at a more spread offense, and if anybody's familiar with it, it's Coach Robertson.
The Cougars have won 6 straight regular season road games dating back to last season as well, so Road Warriors ready for this test. For the Reidsville Rams, this drum continues to beat offensively. When you look at what they've done, 15 straight wins, 21 straight regular season wins here at Community Stadium. When you talk about the home field advantage, guys, at Community Stadium, 21 straight regular season wins, 41 straight wins here, including the postseason. Let's compare that to college, all right? You look at Sanford Stadium for Georgia, 25 straight there. That's all that they've been able to put together there. Lost to South Carolina in 2019, the last time they lost at home at Sanford Stadium. Michigan, 22 straight at the Big House, but they face Texas this weekend. That might go away. So 40-plus wins here at home, 41 straight, including the playoffs. That's just an unbelievable number.
So first off, I mean, how tough was it to write down Michigan on your stat notes?
Oh, I'm crossing it off, Ray. I crossed the M out, don't worry.
I'm going to tell you, man, this place right here is very special. I mean, year in and year out, like you said, the beat goes on. I mean, you know, we talk about, you know, the first game of the season against Western Alamance. How do you replace Al Lee? Well, guess what? You replace him with Deontay Neal, who's threw 75% of his passes this year and completed everything. I mean, he has been awesome, man. I mean, no picks, no turnovers. Everything is run pretty smooth. I mean, this, like you said, the beat goes on.
Yeah, that Reidsville offense has been impressive the first 2 games. I covered the Page game last week, and between Deontay Neal and Jariel Cobb, they ran Page all over the field. A 4A school who, you know, traditionally and in years past has been good. They're a young team. I'm actually a little bit more looking forward to seeing how Reidsville's defense handles this Rockingham County running attack.
I'll be a big part of it. We'll take a closer look at that. We've got your keys to the game coming up. We'll take a look at the last time out, the rivalry history around the Mid-State 2A and 3A, and we'll also hear from both coaches, head coach Doug Robertson of the Rockingham County Cougars and head coach Eric Teague of the Reidsville Rams here on the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. Your pregame show brought to you by the Reidsville Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Center, located at 140 South Scale Street in downtown Reidsville. The Chamber has served as an advocate of local community since 1914 and always aims for the betterment of Team Reidsville. And the Reidsville Visitors Center is the place to find information, brochures, maps, visitor guides, and information on what the great city of Reidsville and surrounding area has to offer. At the Reidsville Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Center, our goal is to help you grow your business and connect you and your business to the people, resources, and businesses that make our area the best place to call home. Your pregame show rolls on. We take a look at some other storylines in this game, guys. One that stands out to me is the defensive standouts on defense. We'll start with Reidsville. Savion Johnson, actually a junior, but a young guy, a first-year starter at linebacker. 23 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, which leads the team. The sophomore I want to talk about from Reidsville, though, is Cadence Pruitt with a 1.5 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. Jonathan, when you look at what Reidsville had to replace, when you look at Kendra Harrison moving on from the program, they needed somebody to step in at defensive end, and Cadence Pruitt has done it.
Yeah, Cadence Pruitt, he's a good, solid defender, stays on his assignments, seals that edge like a defensive end is supposed to do. And, the linebackers are doing their jobs behind him. He's filling in the gap, and they're coming up and they're making the hit.
That's it, man. We got Jarrell Cobb even playing some defense. You got Corey Rhodes, Cadence Pruitt. Like you said, Savion Johnson. You got Lucas Gingler. You got Jaden Slade, Trey Slade. Just like Rockingham's defense, man, they're 11 hats to the football, and they cause havoc, especially, just for man, head and shoulders, Cadence Pruitt, man, he's been absolutely off the chain.
For Rockingham County, the young guys, Malachi Bryant leading the team in tackles with 18, 3 tackles for loss, and John Perez, the sophomore, with 14 tackles and 3 tackles for loss. We'll start with you, Jonathan. When you look at the defense of Rockingham County, those linebackers are going to be key.
Yeah, the linebackers are going to have to get penetration into the backfield to get some pressure on Neal and to try and stop Cobb before he gets going. Once Cobb or Neal gets ahead of steam, you're not going to catch them. Period, plain and simple. They're too fast.
As I said before, I think, if there's one weakness to Reidsville, it's that interior offensive line. They've had trouble with the snaps here and there. Even in the scrimmage, it was just a little rough. So if it was me, man, I want to blitz all night long in the interior. I mean, you got to watch the outsides too, because once athletes get on the outside like Deontay and Jarrell Cobb, he's a north and south man. He can run east and west too, but interior, I think that's what I'm looking for tonight, just to see what Lucas Gingler is going to do with the snaps.
It's time to take a look around the Mid-State 2A and 3A. Take a look at some of the good games across the area. We'll start with the standings in the Mid-State 2A. Several teams at 2-0. Reidsville, Andrews, Walkertown. West Stokes is at 1-1. North Forsyth at 2-1. McMichael and Moorhead. McMichael getting their first win last night. Moorhead looking for their first win of the season. Games taking place tonight. North Forsyth will take on Atkins. Walkertown is at Forest Hills. Walkertown looks good, guys. I mean, this is a team that's going to compete in the Mid-State 2A.
They had a down year last year, and this year, man, I don't know what in the world has clicked. They got a new ball coach, and they look very, very athletic. And that field down there, partner, we need to make our way down there. It is beautiful, beautiful to play.
Mike Curry leads the state in receiving yards for Walkertown. We mentioned Andrews at 2-0. They'll host Thomasville. Atkins hosting North Forsyth. East Surrey is at West Stokes. Northeast Guilford is at Moorhead. What do you guys see in that one?
The Northeast Moorhead game, I see two very similar teams. Good specialists on the offensive side of the ball. Their receivers, their running backs, their quarterbacks, all solid players. Little issues with their offensive and defensive lines. Once they find that cohesion, they're going to look a lot better. As
you said, partner, they are two similar football teams. One runs it heavy out of the shotgun. One runs it heavy out of the wing tee. I want to see DeQuay Matthews touch the ball a little bit more. I mean, like you said, like we said last Thursday, partner, I mean, they've got track star athletes with top-tier speed. Use them. I mean, use them in the tee when they run jet sweeps. Use them in the quarterback draw like they did several times with their quarterback. But defensively, I mean, I think you're going to be pretty good. I think they've done pretty good, but you got to keep the offense on the field a little bit more.
Mid-State 3A games. Western Guilford is at Southern Guilford. Hillside at Dudley. High Point Central is at Southwestern Guilford. Other games to watch. Number 9, Northwest Guilford in the Metro Greensboro area. 2-0. They host R.J. Reynolds, who's also 2-0. Bunker Hill at 2-0 travels to take on 2-0 Randleman. That's a look around the Mid-State 2A and 3A. It's time to take a look at the rivalry history in this ball game. Reidsville leads the series 44-2. They've won 33 straight. The first matchup in this rivalry was in 1977. The last win for Rockingham County was a 17-16 win in 1989. And in 1988, they also won 21-7. And for Rockingham County tonight, this season, a very important season in the program. When you look at what's been done since last year, Brad Baker, they get 7 wins in the regular season. The first time since 2012 2011 and 12, the possibility to go over 500 or better in back-to-back seasons at the end of this year. So this rivalry hasn't been very close. Rockingham County looks to keep it close in this one. Last year, it was a close ball game, though, a 28-19 win for Reidsville. The Rockingham County defense had 2 interceptions and 2 sacks in that one.
Yeah, it was a tight ball game throughout, and you had old Bryce Baker. He took care of business, man. They were having trouble stopping him. I mean, he was just a load to bring down. It was a lot closer game, and I think I'm hoping we see that tonight. I hope we see a good old-fashioned rivalry game where it's knockdown, drag out, no holds barred. So we'll see what happens. What do you think, old Hatley?
I think that Rockingham, they've got a good coach. I mean, Doug Robertson coming in, taking over for Coach Baker. If you want to continue a winning tradition, he's the guy to do it. And, he lost some key players from last year, but the ones that he's got this year that I've seen play, they played strong. I think they've got the potential to give Reidsville a decent game tonight.
Yeah, and the one good thing about Doug Robertson to start the season, he's took care of 2 out of 3 Rockingham County schools so far. Could he make it 3 for 3?
Let's hear from head coach Doug Robertson of the Rockingham County Cougars. Coach Doug Robertson of the Rockingham County Cougars joining us here on the Reidsville Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center pregame show. Coach, a big win last week against a county rival. One of those good old-fashioned games. Your overall thoughts on your guys' performance?
Well, we kind of made it hard on ourselves. We didn't play as well as we needed to, but we played well enough to win, and credit Moorhead a lot for that. They played really hard and played good themselves. So giving up an early kickoff return, not happy about that, but after that we kind of settled in, and I thought we kind of controlled the game, just not the scoreboard so much. So we got to make sure we do that tonight.
What do you think of Luke's performance in defensively and offensively? I mean, he was a big part of it.
Yeah, he's all over the place, and he can be better. He would tell you that too. So for all the good plays you make, there's also some graded plays that we feel like he can make more than that. So we're just trying to preach to Luke, be consistent on both sides of the ball, and let us kind of worry about, keep getting you fresh and getting you some breaks here and there and keeping you fresh in the fourth quarter.
Coach, for you guys, I believe it's 6. Going back to last year in one-score games, you guys are 6-0, including the 2 this year, or 2 scores or less. What does that mean to have a team with guys that are willing to play tough in those close games?
Well, I mean, I think last year with Coach Baker, I think they learned how to win games like that. So I think it tells you they learn how to win. And in close games, I think there's a confidence that our guys have that the way we train in the off season, the way we practice, we feel like we can play harder than teams in the fourth quarter. And if we get to that point, we think we have a good chance to win.
Coach, that defense has also been strong. Do you have to make any adjustments with the guys like Deontay Neal, Jerry Cobb, and the running game that Reidsville has presented? Any adjustments you have to make tonight?
I just think you have to play really sound, football. It's not so much adjustments. Yes, we got to know where 4 and 1 is, but they also have 9, and they have 8, and they have 3. They have some other guys too. So you have to be sound in all of what you do. Certainly paying attention to Deontay and Jerry Cobb. At the same time, not getting away from what you do, what got you here. So I think we play some really good defense. We haven't given up a touchdown in a while, in quarter-wise, so on defense. So we want to come in there and play solid defense and obviously take away what they do best and make them do something a little different.
How much in this game is sticking to your game plan in an important game like this?
I think it's everything. I think we come in here, obviously we have a game plan we think and a kind of a script we feel like it needs to be for us to win this game, and we need to stick to that and not get away from who we are, because if we do, it could get, it could go the other way. So our plan is to play good defense and play good ball controlled offense and really solid in the special team, because they make plays in special teams. So got to be good in all 3 phases.
I asked you this last year when you were with Paige, but with Reidsville, offensive lineman here, coached here, what does this program mean to you and your growth as a coach to where you are now?
I mean, I played here, coached here for 11 and a half years, was the head coach here for 3, so obviously it's got a lot of meaning to me. Somehow they inducted me into the Hall of Fame for football, so I guess that's I don't know if I didn't have enough or what, but anyway. But I'm really proud of what I was able to accomplish here, but also mainly what we were able to accomplish, because that program has been good for a long time. We just kind of put it maybe to the next level in the early 2000s, to carry what it is now. So obviously a lot of pride in what we did, and excited about bringing my team over here to compete against a program like theirs.
Coach, we look forward to watching your guys, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.
That was head coach Doug Robertson, and your Star Spangled Banner tonight brought to you by the Reidsville Marching Band as we get you ready for Rivalry Football, Week 3 of the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. It's Reidsville and Rockingham County. Before we get you more in your pregame show, we'll bring you your keys to the game coming up in just a bit. Let's hear from head coach Eric Teague of the Reidsville Rams. It's the RoCo Radio pregame show brought to you by the Reidsville Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center. We're joined with head coach Eric Teague of the Reidsville Rams. Coach, over 500 yards rushing the football so far. I want to start there, 10 yards per carry. We know about Jeriel Cobb, but how about your offensive line so far to start the season?
Yeah, we knew coming into the season that was going to be hopefully one of our strengths. We have a lot of depth on the offensive line with several guys coming back from last year, so they've just continued to get better, and we've been trying to find those guys because they play a lot of defensive line also. So when those guys get tired or coming off defense, that we have guys that we trust to go in there and give those guys a couple of rests. So we rotate several guys, probably 6 or 7 throughout the game. They've done a really good job opening up lanes for the running backs the first 2 weeks.
It's 2 guys with the majority of the carries, Deontay Neal and Jariel Cobb, but with those 2 guys, you can present different looks rushing, many different looks. How valuable is that?
Yeah, those 2 guys are really explosive when they have the ball in their hands. It's kind of one of our goals, as we get farther into the season, is to be able to spread the ball around a little bit more. We don't want defenses to be able to key on just those 2 guys, so we want to be able to spread the ball around a little bit more than really what we have. But those guys are pretty good when they have the ball in their hands, and they've carried us through these first 2 weeks.
When you look back at last week, are there any adjustments you wanted to make offensively heading into Week 3?
Just cleaning up the little small things, like a couple pre-snap penalties. We've had probably 6 either bad snaps where we just couldn't even get the play off because it was the snap took the quarterback away from where he was supposed to be stepping, or it was a drop snap. So we had about like 5 or 6 of those when we went back and watched the film. That things like that just throw you off schedule offensively. So trying to stay on schedule, get first downs, third and manageable, pick those up, and then that gives you opportunity to take some shots down the field if you can stay on schedule and stay ahead of the chains.
Coach, defensively, you're being led by Savion Johnson, who's had a great first 2 weeks. I believe he had 12 tackles last week. What has he meant joining into that defense?
Yeah, it's the kind of the spot we've been looking for somebody to fill, and he's done a really good job of it. So he plays with a lot of intensity. He's a lot of energy. He's somewhere around the ball all the time. It's something we measure is who is the farthest person away from the ball at the end of the whistle. So he is usually not in that category. He's somewhere around the ball, and then just being able to execute and make a tackle when he gets there, which he's done a really good job of through these first 2 weeks.
Another guy that stood out to me on tape was Corey Rhodes. I believe he had 11 tackles, but that doesn't even tell the story fully. What has he meant to the defense, and a guy that's versatile back there?
Having good outside linebacker play is really important for us. Somebody can set the edge, not let anything get outside of him, force it back to the inside, so guys like Savion and those interior guys can make the tackle. So Corey's a returning all-conference player, senior leader for us, so somebody we definitely depend on at the outside linebacker spot.
Coach, finally, special teams. In Week 1, you had the 93-yard return or so for Deontay Neal, then Frankie Galloway with the touchdown to kick things off against Page. How have you felt about special teams and looking on both sides of it, returning and kicking?
Yeah, special teams, especially early on and in close games and big games, are always big, not looking to give up anything on defense, but on special teams, and then also looking to make a big play. Kickoff return has been a really good team for us. We typically don't even plan for people to kick it deep to us. I think both of those are probably end up being mistakes. The kicker was trying to kick in the end zone probably, and then there was just barely short of the end zone. So we practice more so squibs and little pooches and onsides more than we do the deep returns, but we got 2 really good deep guys back there and a couple other guys that can handle it. So special teams in general, you got to be we call it special on special teams, so it's something we definitely preach throughout the week. We do it every day.
One last thing, Rockingham County Rivalry Week, what was the message to the guys?
I said tonight, our first home game of the year, playing against the county rival, that we're playing for the city of Reidsville. There's a lot of pride back and forth that goes on between all different types of sports, and football. We've kind of owned the rivalry, and we're hoping that continues tonight.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thanks.
Said Coach Eric Teague on your RoCo Radio Game of the Week pregame show brought to you by the Reidsville Chamber of Commerce and Reidsville Visitor Center. Glad to have you along for Week 3 of the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. The Cougars and the Rams. Let's get to your captains. For Rockingham County, it was Eli Ward, Riley De La Cruz, DeMarcus Meads, and Caleb Short at the coin toss. And for your Reidsville Rams, it was Lucas Gingler, Noah Ware out there, as well as Bryson Miller and Janiah Sharp. As Reidsville comes to the near sideline with the Reidsville flag, Rockingham County to the far sideline in their black pants, black helmets, and white uniforms with black numbering and the chrome paw on the helmet for Reidsville. They're in the Ville uniforms, all gold with blue numbering and white trim on the numbering. As we get you ready for a battle of 2-0s, it's the Rockingham County Cougars and the Reidsville Rams. Joe Dexter, Jonathan Hatley, David Woods here with you as we get ready for kickoff.
I tell you what, partner, holding this mic right here and getting the crowd involved. I feel like the hype man tonight. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
DJ D. Woods in the house. As we get ready for kickoff, the ball goes on the tee. Henrik Bjorkon set to kick for Rockingham County. It'll be Janiah Sharp and Frankie Galloway back to return for the Rams, moving left to right on the return. For Galloway last week, it was that return touchdown, Jonathan, that sparked the offense and sparked the game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're 14 seconds into the game, and all of a sudden you've got 6 points on the board. You know, you cannot start a game better than that, and I'm sure they're going to be looking to do it again here.
Deontay Neal also back there. The up man will be Sharp. To the far side will be Galloway. To the near side is Neal at the 5-yard line, as the kick is nowhere near them. It will be to the 35-yard line. And a fair catch by number 11, Keontae Brunson. As we get underway, the Rams offense will start things off. 394 yards per game in this young season. On the run, it's 251 yards per contest. In the air, it's 144 yards with a 69% completion percentage for this offense. 52 carries, 501 yards, 10 per carry for the rush offense, and 6 touchdowns. As Deontay Neal's in the backfield alongside Cobb, who had 196 rushing yards last week. We start from the 35-yard line, left to right.
Looks like Rockingham's come out in a 5-2.
Handoff goes to Cobb, tries to find the edge off the tackle, gains 6 on the carry, up to the 41.
There's that man, Jarrell Cobb, and my partner over here, old Hatley. He's got the Air Force jersey on. That's what I'm talking about. Representing tonight.
Well, you know, when you go to school somewhere, you want to represent them, and I spent a little under a year there. I still love my Falcons.
Handoff goes to Cobb again. The Air Force commit right up the middle, past the 50, to the 45, up to the 41. Flip the field, past midfield now for the Rams on their first drive. Just a little delay there, guys.
I tell you what, though, with that 5-2, you kind of want to squeeze in a little bit more to try to get in on the interior gaps. But then again, when you try to squeeze in, then you got the outside. So one way or another, you got to stop the run game.
4 receivers set for the Rams. Single receiver near side, 3 receivers far side. Neal in the gun alongside Cobb, the running back. Flip it up near side. Cam Jones is wide open at the 10-yard line to the end zone near side. A Pennrose Carwash Kooler Ice score just like that.
Well, here we go, Hatley. Guess what I'm about to say? Mama, there comes that man, Cam Jones.
Less than 1 minute in and 6 points on the board for the Rams.
I mean, Rockingham County's defensive backs there just had nobody on the coverage. It's like they were selling on the run, and Reidsville just threw it.
That's one thing about Reidsville, man. You got a plethora of weapons, and you just you just got to hope to contain it.
Rams await their personnel.
Looks like they're going to go for 2 right here. They got Deontay out there.
And they got that water bucket
okay.
look.
Here we go.
They did this against Page last week, too.
Yeah. Sometimes they run the option for 2 points, too.
Grady Barrett sent to kick, Neal to hold. Snap is good, kick is end over end and through. 7-0 lead for the Rams here with 11:05 to play in the first quarter. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Pennrose Carwash, voted #1 car wash in Rockingham County. Pennrose Carwash at 1509 South Scales in Reidsville has been serving the Reidsville and surrounding area for over 50 years. Established in 1970 by well-known entrepreneur Leo Rentz, this popular venue welcomes everyone. Pennrose Carwash, open 24/7, and find us on Facebook. Pennrose Carwash, voted #1 Rockingham County Car Wash 3 years in a row. They can clean up anything but the stank of a UNC fan, right, David?
Oh, come on now. I got my nice, pretty UNC Hey Dudes on tonight, representing.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, partner, one thing I missed about coming to Reidsville is the band. I'm telling you, it hypes you up every single time.
Cougars set to return.
This is incredible. I've not seen a crowd this into it.
End over and from Garrett here to the near side. The return will go out of bounds. Returned by Rakestraw at the 22, near side. So first time for the Cougars offense, averaging 201 yards per game in this young season, 142 on the ground and 59 in the air, a 73% completion percentage. Luke Strittmeyer will lead the offense. He leads this team rushing and throwing the football, and when he throws it, it is accurate.
It is very accurate. Right now, he's, 80 of 11 so far, and right now you just got to play good triple option football, and that's what they're going to try to do. They might spread it out right here.
We got a 4-receiver set. Single receiver near side, 3-receiver far side. Malachi Bryant in the backfield behind the quarterback Strittmeyer. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Bryant. He'll go far side on that option. He's got space on the far side hash. He gets to the 40-yard line, up to the 45 on the run. Strong run from Luke Strittmeyer. That's what we saw that was successful last week against Moorhead.
Right out the gate, man. That's what you need to do. And what you got to do to win this ball game tonight, you got to match Reidsville score for score. So I want to see Rockingham come down the field right now and score one.
1st and 10 for the Cougars. They break the huddle. Near midfield, moving right to left. Ball at the 44-yard line. 10:45 to play here in the first quarter. A 7-0 lead for Reidsville. 2 receivers near side, single receiver far side. Make it 3 receivers on the near side. 1 man in the slot. Pressure coming from the Reidsville defense. The handoff goes to De La Cruz, and he is piled on at the line of scrimmage by a bunch of goals.
And that's one thing Doug Marr is going to do. He's going to make you throw the ball. He's playing a one-high safety, so that gives you opportunities to throw it. So he's going to try to cover that run up pretty good.
De La Cruz, 10 carries, 61 yards on the season. Was not able to make ground there. It's 2nd down and 10.
Here you go, partner. Let me hype you up real quick. Listen to this.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
Malachi Bryant motions from the slot near side of the backfield. 2 backs behind the quarterback Strittmeyer. 2 receivers far side. A man in the slot also motions here to the near side. That's going to be Brady Ross. And a flag before the snap.
Like a good old fall start right here. And that's, go ahead, partner. That's one thing you can't do right there if you're Rockingham. You cannot have careless penalties like that, especially when you're trying to knock off Reidsville.
So after the big first down, no gain on first down. A penalty will make it 2nd down and 15 from the Cougar 39, moving right to left.
Again, it was Coach Teague before the game in the interviews that was more concerned about playing clean.
Thomas lines up here near side. 2 receivers far side, 2 backs in the backfield. Motion Ross here to the near side. Fake the handoff again. This time in the backfield, it's the Rams defense, Keontae Brunson. Brunston closed that to the 30. Make it to 32.
Yeah, that first play that Rockingham had from scrimmage, they spread the Reidsville defense out, and they just found the hole on that, and it looked like they tried to do something similar there, but the linebackers just got into the backfield and blew it up.
Brunson with 2 tackles last week, a big one early in this game. Makes it 3rd and 22 for the Cougars. 2 receivers near side, make it 2 receivers far side. Single man in the backfield is Malachi Bryant. Motion Ross from the far side to the near side, and another flag and another illegal formation.
Well, Rockingham started out good with a big run by Strittmeyer, but now it's backed them up Oh, deep. What is it? We got the 20-yard line now? 25 maybe?
3rd down and a half an acre. Maybe a full acre. I don't do the math very well.
Trust me.
3rd down and 27.
You know I'm not a math
I know
guy.
I have an acre yard, but that don't mean nothing.
What's 1 + 1? That's what, 3?
23.
4? Okay, I got you.
3rd down and 27.
I always heard 11.
4 receivers set, 3 receivers far side, single receiver near side for the Cougars. Fake the handoff to Bryant. Strittmeyer looks to the far side. He's facing pressure, trying to get on the backfield. He'll flip it up in the air, out of bounds. Good play there by Strittmeyer to get rid of it. It'll be 4th down, though, and punt unit is on the way for the Cougars.
So, what we're going to have? Deontay Neal with the punt return right here? Oh, man, that's going to be scary. What do you try to do right here, Hatley?
I try to kick it as far down the field as I can at the sideline.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Keep it away.
Rakestraw stands in front of the 10-yard line as he sets the punt with Neal back to return.
We also have Jarix Penix back there.
High end over end, far sideline near the 50. It'll bounce just in front of the sideline and stop in front of midfield. So the Rams will get it at about the 49 of the Cougars, moving left to right. Their 2nd possession. The first one, a deep pass to Cam Jones for a touchdown. 8:14 to play here in the first quarter on the RoCo Radio Game of the Week.
So far, partner, I mean, the Reidsville defensive line, they're doing what they've done the first 2 games. They're wrecking havoc as usual. And plus, Rockingham, you know, you can't have the false start penalties. You got to be on your A game when you play against Reidsville.
Yeah, you cost yourself 10 yards right out the gate off of 2 penalties. That's no way to beat a team that's a 23-time state champion.
Tight formation for Reidsville. Motion a man to the far side.
Oh.
Ball falls loose before the snap. And a flag is down on the side of Rockingham County. The line judge. Legal procedure on the Rams. Back it up 5 yards. If you're just joining us, 7-0 lead for Reidsville. They got a score on their first possession and forced the punt on Rockingham's first. Single man in the backfield is Cobb. Tight formation to the near side. Motion a man to the far side. Now he'll motion back near side.
Oh, what we got here?
And another flag. That's Michael Smith, the junior. And another whistle
another
and another false start. Yep.
Well, Reidsville came out in a little pistol look there. Hadn't seen a whole lot of that this year.
So back-to-back illegal procedures for Rockingham County. They punt the football. Now to start this drive for Reidsville, back-to-back illegal procedures.
And this is what Coach Teague was talking about, cleaning up these pre-snap penalties.
Looks like the Rockingham County Cougar defense will press. Janiah Sharp here near side at receiver. 3 receiver set for the Rams. Single man in the backfield is Cobb. Going to it, Neal will throw it quickly. Complete. That is to Jakari Penix.
Like you got about 9 yards right there, partner. So you got about half of it back.
So we'll be back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 from the 49-yard line. 7:53 to play here in the first quarter. Rams lead it by 7 with the football. Shotgun formation for Neal. Alongside him, far side is Cobb. 2 receivers far side. Bunched up on the near side are 2 receivers for the Rams. One of them is Jones. He'll move in motion to the far side near the slot. Fake the screen to him. It's going to be a handoff. Goes to Cobb. Plows forward. It takes 4 or 5 Cougars to bring him down, but a gain of 5 sets up a 3rd down and 5.
That's what I like about Jario Cobb, man. He's so patient. Like when he finds a hole, he's in behind his defender. He's got his back to it, just pushing him up the field. But he's just patient with everything.
Yeah, another thing that impresses me about him is he waits on the play to develop, and then when he hits the hole, he's at top speed.
Yes, sir.
Empty backfield on 3rd down and 5. 3 receivers far side. It goes to Sharp in the slot. He goes to the far side 40 past the first down marker up to the 35-yard line. Quick pitch from Deontay Neal to Janiah Sharp for the first down up to the 35.
So when do we see the other 2 quarterbacks come in? You think Deontay Neal's going to get most of the snaps, or we're going to see the other ones?
Last week it was mostly Neal's, a little bit of Braxton Johnson, and Janiah Sharp didn't take any snaps, but love to get Jonathan's thoughts on that.
Yeah, Johnson came in for a little mop-up time, but it was all Neal last week.
Okay.
Neal in the gun. Cobb alongside him near side. Another man in the backfield is Sharp. He's going to get the quick jet sweep up the middle of the field to the 30-yard line. It's so tough when you've got that backfield. You've got Smith checking in and out. You've got Penix. You've got Cobb. You've got Jones to deal with on the outside. And you can use Sharp in many different ways. In that slot as a receiver, we see him there as a tailback.
Oh, this is what I like right here, partner. We're coming out with a 5
Spread
wide
formation.
Here we go.
2nd down and 6 from the 31-yard line for the Rams. Of the Cougars, moving left to right. Quick swing. It's out to Sharp again. Far side. First down. Lowers the shoulder near the out-of-bounds marker. Move the chains for the Rams again.
I think that's going to be a holding call coming back. They got a flag on the play. So I like what Reidsville's doing right there, though. They're spreading out that 5-2, and it looked like kind of like a 3-3-5 set formation, maybe, or was it a 3-3-3?
That's kind of what it reminds me of. Is almost like a straight-on stacked nickel.
Yeah, I was thinking like the new Iowa State defense, the 3-3-3 set.
Iowa State plays defense?
Well, I mean.
I didn't know. Thanks for the memo. I had no idea.
Oh, come on now.
Big 12 football.
I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
2nd down and 18.
There's no such thing as Big 12 defense, I know.
Neal takes it. Looks in the near side hash. Floats backwards. In the air to the sideline. Catching it is Penix, but I think it's going to be out of bounds.
Oh.
He toed the sideline
to keep it in.
He tried the best he could, but the ball floated to the outer boundary.
I don't know. My glasses is working pretty good. I think we might have a catch right there.
Might need to wipe them a little bit.
Oh, here we go.
3rd down and 18.
Refs didn't see it like we did.
Do you see what my partner does to me, Hatley? He doesn't never give me the benefit of the doubt, ever.
Nah, that was
love him.
That was a good-looking catch.
Yeah.
That was. It'll be 3rd down and 18. Motion Smith to the slot on the far side. Neal looks near side. Now goes far side with a quick hit. It's in the hands of number 3, Frankie Galloway. It's going to be a gain of 5.
So that's going to come back again.
Another holding?
I think it was number 17, Michael Smith, right there.
Brings up 4th down and 18 for the Rams.
Yep, that's coming back.
They're going to decline it.
It'll be declined on 3rd down, so 4th down at 18.
Well, that's a good stop by Rockingham right there to get the ball back.
The Rams.
So here comes the return men for Rockingham County. That's Ross and Thomas. Savion Johnson, who punted in game number 1. It looks like we got somebody else punting.
Yeah. So the kick returner we got, or the kicker we got now for Reidsville, he was kicking it about 40 yards in pregame.
Punter stands at the 45. Gets the snap a bit high, but brings it in. Nice kick to the 10.
A bit of a line drive, but
takes a Rockingham County bounce, but it will stop at the 10, inside the 10-yard line. Good punt.
That's what you want.
That's where the Rockingham County Cougar offense will take over.
So that
down
was
7.
Number 14 looks like Derek Lyons.
The Cougars take over 1st and 10 at the 8-yard line.
So from the 8 is where the Cougars will take over, moving right to left in their own territory.
So this is where you got to be extremely careful with Rockingham's offense where they run the triple option right here. If you're going to pitch it, make sure it's a clean pitch because you're inside the 10-yard line.
Corday Griggs in the backfield. 2 backs in the backfield behind Strittmiter.
Well, they like to run straight ahead in these types of situations. Basically, your off-tackle stuff.
Thomas at receiver near side, straight forward. Going to be back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit more.
He's met at the line of scrimmage by several Rams.
2nd down and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Hatley, does Rockingham keep it right here? Do they just keep running straight up the middle, or they kind of maybe open it up a little bit for a little pass? Does somebody got the script? Maybe, maybe not. That's what we like to play around here.
I mean, as much as I would like to see a little play action and a little swing out to the outside, I think Robertson's a conservative coach.
Okay.
Ross lined up on the far side, had that 66-yard touchdown against McMichael. He actually motions here to the near side slot. And Jonathan's got the script as it's ran right back up the middle. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a loss of 1.
He does got the script. So right now it looks like Reidsville is playing straight cover 0. So there's an opportunity one-on-one, but I mean, like you said, he's more conservative sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, Reidsville's not sending anybody deep. They're selling on the run right now, but that's all they're being shown.
Well, when you've got Neal and Sharp and Penix and
yeah.
Rhodes back there, it's
World-class athletes.
3rd down and 10. Shotgun formation, 2 backs for Rockingham County. Stripmiter will hand it off, some space to run, but it closes quickly. Another short gain. It's going to be a gain of 1, 4th down and 9 from the 10-yard line. So here comes the punt unit.
Sorry, partner, I'm getting a little hyped. I'm trying to hype y'all up a little bit.
I love it. 3 minutes, 39 seconds to play here in the first quarter as the punt unit sits in the end zone. Gage Rakestraw set to punt from his own score. Nice spiraling end over end, far side out of bounds at the 49-yard line. You couldn't ask for a better punt from Gage Rakestraw.
And we're right back where the last drive started.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Impex Chevrolet Buick GMC.
When you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, hey, this is Tom Russell, General Manager at Impex Chevrolet GMC in Reidsville. That would be unbeatable selection and world-class service. Choose from over 1,500 vehicles of every model, shape, and price range. With our big city selection and small town hospitality, you're sure to find just what you're looking for. Shop at one of North Carolina's biggest and best dealers, Impex Chevrolet GMC. On Barnes Street in Reidsville and at ImpexChevroletGMC.com.
1st and 10 for the Rams offense from the 49. Neal in the gun, Cobb alongside him. Time to throw. Quick throw to the middle of the field for Cam Jones. Breaks through near the 1st down marker. He'll get up to the 41-yard line.
So I just wanted to know, partner, my price range is free, so I'm in the. I'm looking.
You're in the market.
I'm in the market.
You're in the market.
I'm in the market, but it's free. I can't.
Don't you worry. We'll take care of you.
Oh, okay.
We'll take care of you. 2nd down and 3 from the 42-yard line. After the Cam Jones reception on the quick hit from Neal. Handed off on the delay to Cobb. He finds the near side hash. He finds his grasp. Breaks a tackle to the 15, to the 10. They're pulling him by his jersey, and he says no. A Pennrose Carwash Kooler Ice score for the Air Force Falcon to be Jerry Cobb. Pure power.
That is a D1 athlete.
I'm going to tell you what, Hatley. How excited are you to see this man in an Air Force jersey?
Oh, completely excited. Completely. He will fit in with Troy Calhoun's flexbone offense as a tail or a slot perfectly.
You think he might fit in better in a Mac Brown Carolina Blue jersey?
Not a chance.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. If they come off the NIL money, it's possible.
He'll set to hold the extra point. On the way from Grady Barrett. High snap reeled in by Neal. Beautiful extra point. And a 14-0 lead for the Rams. 2:45 to play here in the first quarter on the RoCo Radio. Game of the week. Brought to you by the great folks at Circle Drive-In in Eden, serving the best hot dogs in Rockingham County for over 50 years. Located at 111 Boone Road in Eden, Circle Drive-In is your home for fast and friendly service and an all-American meal. Stop by our old-style drive-in for a delicious cheeseburger, crinkle cut fries, and top your meal off with a milkshake or banana split. Or choose from one of our many menu items, such as buffalo wings, chicken tenders, steak and cheese, chuck wagon, and so much more. Circle Drive-In, since the 1970s, for good food. Stop by Circle Drive-In at 111 Boone Road near the roundabout.
So Jay Ramey's family, our partner, couldn't be with us. His family owns Circle Drive-In, man. They have the best hot dog food. I love them.
So good.
They're very good.
You remember those days at the Boys and Girls Club, David, when they'd have ball tournaments and the Circle Drive did the hot dogs?
Yes, sir.
Near side out of bounds on the return. Kick to Rakestraw at the 35. Again, Reidsville keeping it out of the hands of Ross and Thomas for the second straight kickoff.
So I tell you what, it's kind of like a rivalry in Eden. So it's Dick's Drive-In versus the circle drive-in of who's got the best hot dogs.
Well, we know.
And meanwhile, you got Speedy's thrown in there now, too.
Absolutely.
Whoa. Circle Drive-In has the best hot dogs.
They do.
It's not even it's not even. No.
I'll agree. Trust me, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
I'm just saying, people are throwing their 2 cents in here.
Listen, I've got 5 cents, and it's all in my stomach from Circle Drive-In. 2:45 on the clock. Rockingham County takes over on offense. Fake it from Stripminer. He's got some time. Floats in the pocket. Has to get away. Throw it away as he faces pressure. If we had to judge hot dogs, I think if everybody looked in this press box, they knew who would be the best judge. I'm just saying.
So are we judging with your dad bod you got going on right there? Is that what we're judging?
We're judging by circumference.
Look, Hatley, we are savages around here. Anything goes. We have a good time. We're like a family.
2:39 to play here in this first quarter. 2nd down and 10 for the Cougars, facing a 14-0 deficit. Jariel Cobb with a touchdown run, a big one, and Cam Jones with a big touchdown catch. Stripminer takes the snap, hands it off. Space for De La Cruz up to the 40-yard line. Gain of 5 near side.
That's a good positive run right there. So with Reidsville playing a cover 1, Hatley, I mean, eventually, you have to kind of throw the ball a little bit to open up the run game, right?
Well, they hadn't had to for the first 2 games of the season. You know, that inside give's been there, and the little pitch option coming off of it. You know, Stripmatter's thrown the ball, 11 times before tonight?
Yeah.
And he's thrown 3 already tonight, so, you know, he's already above his average.
3rd down and 5 from the 40-yard line in front of midfield, moving right to left for the Cougars. Rakestraw lines up as an up back. 2 backs in the backfield behind Stripminer. Now motion Rakestraw to the far side and a flag.
It's like a timeout right there.
Timeout.
Yep.
Make it a timeout. Rockingham County's first timeout of the first half with 1:52 to play in the opening frame. A 14-0 lead for Reidsville. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Sandy Cross General Merchandise, serving the Sandy Cross community, Rockingham County, and surrounding areas of our beautiful Piedmont Triad since 1988. Rockingham County's community store at 164 Boyd Road in the Sandy Cross community of Rockingham County, celebrating our 36th anniversary. Stop by Sandy Cross General Merchandise for local pure brand gasoline with the cheapest price in Rockingham County for 93 non-ethanol. And Sandy Cross General Merchandise is also your niece's sausage headquarters with great value for Rockingham County. To find out more about the Log Cabin Store, visit us on Facebook by searching Sandy Cross General Merchandise. Or better yet, tomorrow, get in the car, head on down to 164 Boyd Road.
Oh, we've done talked to the man, Ira Tilley. I mean, we need to make our way down there for sure. I've already messaged him on Facebook. I said, yep, we definitely need to come on down there and see you.
So after the timeout, 3rd down and 5 from the 40-yard line. Rakestraw motion to the far side, handoff De La Cruz. Burst through, middle of the field, 1st down, Cougars. Just a great run there by Christian De La Cruz.
So one thing about the triple option, too, is if, the more times you keep running, the more time it's going to tire out the defensive line of Reidsville maybe. You never know. It's two-way football. Everybody plays both sides.
Oh, yeah, and Coach Robertson said before the game, he wanted to maintain control of the ball and grind down the tempo, and that's what you have to do against a high-powered offense is keep the football out of their hands.
Speaking of grind time, play clock down to 12 seconds as Rockingham County breaks the huddle. Stripminer in the gun, single back to the far side of him, motion man. And that looked like offsides. It's broken up, though, by the Reidsville defense. In the backfield, De La Cruz is tackled by Jacob Riddle, the senior.
I thought they were probably going to call a legal motion right there.
Yeah, it looked like the motion man
was offside.
Started up toward the line before the play was snapped. So
loss will make it 2nd down and 13 as the clock rolls inside a minute here in the first quarter. 14-0 lead for Reidsville. Cougars with the football at the 44-yard line. Need a big play here on 2nd down to even things out. Finding a crease is De La Cruz, but it closes quickly back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, this this straight-ahead off-tackle stuff that was Rockingham County's bread and butter against McMichael. It's not going to work against Reidsville's defensive line and linebacker core.
It's going to be kind of hard all the way around because you really can't get to the outside because they just got more speed coming right there too.
So Rockingham County will let the clock roll here at the end of the first quarter. Inside 5 seconds left, they already head to the sideline for a little bit of extra time at the end of one. Reidsville leads it 14-0 on the RoCo Radio Game of the Week, brought to you by Ancora Compassionate Care, formerly known as Hospice of Rockingham County. Their name changed late last year, but they're the same community-based, mission-focused hospice and palliative care provider the community has known since 1987. Providing specialized care for those coping with serious illness. Ancora's mission is to be a supportive presence for life's journey. When greater comfort and rapid response matter most, make sure it's Ancora Compassionate Care. They'll always be there because they've always been here. To learn more about how Ancora can support you, visit AncoraCC.org. Just as they are a supportive presence for life's journey, Ancora Compassionate Care is proud to support our local football teams on their journey towards successful seasons. So flip the field after one quarter, put 12 minutes on the clock. Reidsville leads it 14-0. Rockingham County with the football, 3rd down and 3 from their own 44 as they move left to right. Man in motion. Throw it far side on the screen, looking for room. It's closed by the Rams defense. All gold there. Good idea to move the football, but it's only a gain of a couple. It'll be 4th down and about 12.
So I'm going to tell you what right here. I'm going to go out and say I got the script.
Uh-oh.
I like a Deontay Neal punt return. Touchdown. What do you think?
I called it in week 1. Man, I don't think you can even think about kicking it to that guy.
Hey, sometimes it's an accident.
Rakestraw kicks, and that's going to be returnable, but to the far side. It'll go in the hands of Penix through his hands, rolls all the way to the 5-yard line. He picks it up at the 3. Near the goal line, he's ripped down at the 2 by the Cougars special teams. I believe that was Jamarcus Abbott with the tackle.
I was way off on that one.
Make it number 14, Christian De La Cruz. That's not a surprise the way he's played early in the season. Makes a big stop on special teams.
That's Jonathan Hatley's man, old De La Cruz.
So to the 2-yard line.
I'll tell you, the games that I've seen him play, he's been impressive. He gets good penetration into the backfield and is a solid tackler.
One sack, 5 tackles for loss, and 12 tackles total coming into this one. Leading the team in all-purpose yards as well. So the offense stands in the end zone. Deontay Neal in the gun. Cobb alongside him near side, and a flag at the snap. Janiah Sharp's hands are in the air.
Usually when that happens, it's false start. Yep.
False start on the offense.
No. So I think what's going on right here is the center quarterback something's discombobulated right in there. It just seems like they're not – filling each other out so far.
Not quite on the same page.
Yeah, they're not on the same page is what I was trying to say. Thank you, Hatley.
Shotgun formation. Neal fakes the handoff. Read option. He's got room. 10-yard line, 20-yard line, near sideline. Pushed out of bounds near the 25. Number 32, Malachi Bryant on the stop. You look for a second, he was going to have all green.
I thought it did.
Good job by Bryant, the freshman, to make the tackle and make it just to the 25-yard line. 14-0 lead for Reidsville with the football. 10:58 to play in the first half. Neal stands in the gun at the 20-yard line. Alongside him, far side is Cobb. It's a 4-receiver set, bunched up 3 on the far side. Single receiver near side is Jones. Handed off this time. Cobb takes it and stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Big stop by big number 55, Jacoby Brooks, who had a sack last week, the senior.
I'm not seeing a lot of misdirection motion that Reidsville normally does. I mean, they've done it a couple of times, but not as first 2 games. In the first game, we saw it at Western Alamance. I mean, that's nonstop.
Well, that 42-yard touchdown that Cobb had earlier in the game. That was the play they ran.
Yeah. There they go. Back to it.
Sharp in motion. Handed off. There's that misdirection counter run. On the handoff, though, that one's sniffed out by the Cougar defense. Another big stop in the run game.
They're playing tough. That's one thing about Doug Robertson's defenses, man. They 11 hats to the football. They're going to grind it out.
It was Rakestraw with the tackle.
And that was Michael Smith on the carry, his first.
So 3rd down and 10. Back-to-back stops up front.
It's like Rockingham's come out in a 4-3.
Empty backfield. Neal pumps, now throws, middle of the field, deep and incomplete.
Just overshot him.
Just too much on the football intended for Demarion Whitted, a sophomore.
He had about 3 steps on him, and if he would have stayed on track, that would have been 6 easy points right there.
Well, boys, incomplete or not, that was a beautiful ball.
That was beautiful. We didn't really see too much of deep balls in the first game, did we?
Well, just through right now, Neal is, by my numbers, 5 of 7 and has a little over 70 yards and a touchdown.
So here comes the punt. Good job by the Rockingham County Cougar defense. Another stop.
Hatley, he's just like Deontay Neal. He can do anything.
He's adding the numbers up. Yep. Beautiful punt back to the 45-yard line. Good return by Ross. And a nice punt again from Derek Lyons. So past midfield, where the Cougars will start at the 48-yard line. Moving left to right.
And that's got to be a confidence booster for Robertson's defense on that when, you pin Reidsville deep in their own territory, force a punt, and you get good field position past midfield.
Now the one thing they need to do, they need to score right here.
Shotgun formation for Stripmiter. Behind him is Malachi Bryant. Fake it to him. It's the option.
Oh, no.
It's batted up in the air and almost brought down by De La Cruz. Ball is loose. Picked up by the Rams.
No, they say no.
Bryson Miller has it, but it's an incomplete forward pass. Woo-hoo-hoo.
It was darn close, though.
Who was it that got up in the air and knocked it down? Was it Sharp?
I think it was Sharp. I think it was. I didn't really like that little shovel pass that I think I would have kept that ball right there and took what I got.
Janiah Sharp showing his basketball skills, skying to knock it up on the. Stripmiter thought he could get it over him. He floated it high, but Sharp went even higher to knock it down. 2nd down and 10 for the Cougars. Moving left to right. 14-0 lead for the Rams here on the second quarter. 9:14 on the clock. Bryant motions into the slot on the near side. 4 receiver set. Single back for the Cougars. Motion Ross here near side as well. He'll get the football on the screen. It's a high throw. Tackled in the backfield by Bryson Miller. He blows up the play at the 45-yard line.
I think that's what they're trying to do right here, partner. They're trying to open it up a little bit for that run game. You gotta pass the ball sometimes and try to keep it honest.
6 tackles last week for Miller. That one makes it 3rd down and 13 from the 46.
So, I'm surprised either one of us hasn't brought up the sign, so I think I'll bring it up. So on Rockingham's side, it says Providence pays better. I wonder what that could be about.
Shotgun formation from the 45. Stripmiter stands at the 40. Goes to the right side hash. He's got room in the option. Lowers the shoulder, spins all the way to the 45 on the opposite side of the field. Big play by a big-time player, Luke Stripmiter.
That was a man that was determined to help his team to get the first down right there.
To the 35-yard line with 8:15 to play in the first half. His team with a 14-point deficit.
And that's the second big run that Stripmiter's had out of the backfield. Its first one went for 20, and that one had to be close to it.
Another long huddle. They break.
Joe, who did that remind you of in that play right there? Come on, just say it.
Is he playing at Davidson College tomorrow?
Uh-huh.
Bryce Baker.
There it is.
Stripmiter in the gun. Man in motion. Flip it near side.
There's that jet sweep you wanted to see, David.
That's it, man. I mean, you got to keep it. You got to keep the defense honest right there. Spread them out and keep that cover one spread out as far as you can right
It's
there.
a gain of 3, stopped by Tyrese Turner, the senior and all-conference member.
And, you know, they're trying to run it on the interior, so if you spread it out a little bit more, that might give you a little bit more run option in those holes, you think?
Oh, definitely. You've got to be able to get sweeps around, all the way around at the end.
Absolutely.
Thomas lines up at receiver near side. Far side is Eli Ward. In the slot, I believe it's Griggs. Back in the backfield is De La Cruz. He gets the football on the delayed handoff. It's going to be a gain of about 3 near the 30-yard line. It'll make it a manageable 3rd down and 5.
Want me to hype you up real quick? I know we're dancing over here. Here we go.
Let us know. Third down and 6. The Cougars set offensively, moving left to right. 2 backs in the backfield.
I like this new job being a hype man.
2 receivers set. Motion Griggs out of the backfield. Handoff goes to De La Cruz. No space to run. I think the ball came loose, and the Rams thought they could get it, and they didn't.
So you got to go for it right here. I mean, you're in good field position.
It's back to the line of scrimmage. 4th down and 6 from the 31-yard line of the Rams, left to right. Cougars down 14. They look to the sideline, and offensive coordinator Brian Terwigler's call.
What do you think, Hatley? You see kind of like a screen pass on the outside right here? Try to break it open?
Right now, I'm looking for some trickery.
Okay.
Reidsville defense is on the field. They await Rockingham County.
If
the
I'm
play clock runs down, we're going to get a timeout.
See, if I'm Coach Robertson here, they've been given a steady dose of De La Cruz off tackle, De La Cruz up the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking have him come over the ball.
Kind of lull him to sleep and then boom.
And I'm thinking read option.
Okay.
You bring Brian around.
Okay.
And you give Strip Matter the option to either hold the ball for the 6 yards or he's got a pitch man.
Oh, this is why I like Hatley right here, man. He knows what he's talking about.
5 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the first half. Rockingham County needs this 4th down on 4th and 6 from the Reidsville 31 as they head to the field out of the timeout. The second timeout of the first half for the Cougars.
I'll tell you what, if I ever take the notion to coach football again, I might have to bring you in as
We'll bring
offensive coordinator.
Hatley on the staff.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, as long as you want to run the option.
Ooh,
Hey, if you need a good water boy, I can find crystallized water for you. 4th down and 6.
And how many locations?
All 4. Kooler Ice, baby. Strip miter in the gun. De La Cruz alongside on far side. It's a 3-receiver set. Strip miter looks near side. Complete to Gage Rakestraw at the 20.
It's close.
I think it should be a first.
I think they're going to move the chains. They do.
Yeah.
Great play in the slot. Great job by Strip miter to be calm in the pocket. And he makes the throw to the 20.
Just enough.
That's one name right there has been pretty steady. Demarion Whitted right there.
So in the gun is Strip miter. De La Cruz alongside him. Corday Griggs checks in from the sideline. He'll line up near side. So 2 backs to protect.
Only
Strip miter now motion him into the slot on the far side. 2 seconds on the play clock.
Uh-oh.
It goes.
He's got it.
It is De La Cruz to the goal line. He spins in and scores.
Wow.
That was beautiful.
De La Cruz on the off-tackle run.
So this game right here, partner, is kind of reminding me a little bit of last year. Kind of, it was kind of really close. That's one thing you got to do. You got to match score for score with Reidsville. That builds your confidence up, builds your boost up. You never know what could happen.
Jackson Ray sent to kick the extra point. Strip miter to hold. High snap, good reel in, and a good extra point. 14-7 ball game. 5:09 to play here in the first half.
In the first half.
De La Cruz is in. See what I did there?
Oh, I seen what you did there.
what I did
I
there?
like that.
touchdown. Rob checking in the comments. All the way from Australia, De La Cruz, it's the name.
So
I
should
agree.
should I drop the mic now?
Drop it.
You see
Drop it real quick. Yeah, let's drop it for him.
There you go. I'm not going to make it too loud. I don't want our fans to leave the broadcast.
Galloway and Neal back to return for the Rams. Henrik Bjorkheim set to kick for the Cougars. The return will go right to left.
Robertson threw in a little wrinkle on that play with a little counter to De La Cruz, and De La Cruz just would not be denied. 20-yard run.
I'm going to tell you what got that started, too, was Luke Strittmeyer's big run.
Yep.
That
Absolutely.
really what got it started.
Henrik wants nothing to do with Neal or Galloway. He kicks it far side, just off the hash. To the 35, a fair catch for Cam Jones. The Reidsville offense back to the field. Cam Jones with a big touchdown on the first drive. And the second drive, Jariel Cobb with a big 40-plus yard run for a touchdown. That's the Rams scoring here tonight.
I'll tell you, that's been most teams' strategy against this Reidsville kick return team is kick it as high as you can into that fair catch area around between the 30 and the 35. They do not want to face these returners.
Even when I coached, like, for the past couple of years, though, some at McMichael and some at Moorhead, too, a lot of teams started doing that, and it really – it gives you good field position, but at the same time, you're not giving up a touchdown by a good athlete.
Oh, we were doing that in 1996, 1997 when I was playing football.
Cobb bounces off a tackler to the 50-yard line near sideline 40, cuts back into the near side hash. He's to the end zone.
Wow.
A Pennrose Carwash, Kooler Ice score, number 2 on the night for Jariel Cobb.
Wow. And just like that, one play, there it goes. Wow.
Well, he said, I have a goal. I have a simple goal this year. It's to break the Reidsville single-season rushing record.
And that is a man determined right there with the way he's running the football.
That record is 2,173 yards set by Tayon Graves in 2007. If he keeps running like he did last week and tonight, he's going to get there.
He's going to get there, and then some.
Grady Barrett set to kick the extra point. The snap is bad. Neal pulls up, now throws the fade on the far side and batted away. Good coverage by the Cougars' Eli Ward. So 20-7 your score with 4:56 to play here in the first half.
And right now, I'm not the official statistician, so take this with a grain of salt. That's just me adding stuff up. Cobb has 6 carries, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
That is awesome. All right, so you're better at me at
That's
math. Way more better than me.
Hey, these cell phones, they have calculators, David.
Hey, there's no brain. There's no calculator that can help this brain. I'm telling you.
Absolutely not. I'm telling you. Now, can I joke? Oh, absolutely. But can I count? No. Uh-uh.
Score update from the comments. Melita with the update. Moorhead up 6-3 over Northeast Guilford. As the Rams set to kick to the Cougars. Now for the Cougars, guys, it's key to answer back on this drive.
They have to, this drive right here. To keep it close, they need to.
Nice send over into the far side 30-yard line. It will be returned and fair caught by number 12, Gage Rakestraw, at the 30-yard line. Melita in the comments, the numbers guy. Hatley is the numbers guy.
Hey, so Melita, since that's your son, are you the numbers girl? You know, numbers woman around here? She's got to be. She's got to be.
She'll tell you that my brother and I got all the math skill in the family.
Okay.
Way more better than me, says Jeff Webster.
And
he may have you in English too, David Woods.
Here we go. Yeah, I'm not good at that either, Jeff Webster. I know.
He's good at the football language, though. 1st and 10 from the 31. Cougars fake the handoff. Room for Strittmeyer. He lowers his shoulder past the 40. Middle of the field. Man, he's a tough runner.
All right, so speaking of Jeff Webster, okay, what's the score going to be tomorrow, Jeff Webster? Let's put him on the stand here.
NC State and Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
Go Wolfpack. I got them winning tomorrow.
You got the Wolfpack winning?
I got the Wolfpack winning tomorrow.
I'm thinking 38 Tennessee, 28 NC State.
Ooh.
Big first down run. It makes it 1st and 10 from the 42. Moving towards midfield, left to right for the Cougars. Down 20-7. Big touchdown run from Christian De La Cruz on their last drive. Strittmatter cuts back after running to the outside to the near side hash, and a good gain of 6 yards yet again for Luke Strittmatter.
We appreciate you, Jeff, man. I really do. Thank you.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 3 near midfield.
And Strittmatter's going on these design the quarterback runs on this drive. I haven't seen any real misdirection. He's just getting out of the backfield somehow.
I like Rockingham in the huddle, too. They're trying to take up this whole 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
Thomas
that's
near side, Bruce far side, 2 backs in the backfield, and a whistle. And it's going to be an illegal motion, I think, or formation.
Yeah, I think you got it right there, partner. It's a couple of times they've done that. Yeah, legal procedure.
And see, those penalties are just momentum killers.
I tell you what.
Jeff says I have more confidence in NC State than he does.
Ooh. Hey, I'm going to tell you, though, at least, so NC State has got the quarterback to do it, and Grayson McCall. I mean, he is a legit good dude, man. He's a good quarterback.
Speaking of legit quarterbacks, Luke Strittmatter having a game already.
Absolutely.
He's in the gun, 2 backs in the backfield. A wingman on the far side and a whistle, and we're going to have our final timeout for the Cougars with 3:32 to play here in the second quarter. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Kooler Ice. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that's ready when you are? Kooler Ice is countywide. Find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan at 6734 NC 135 across from Walmart. And visit our local Kooler Ice dispenser at Shules Home, 1635 Freeway Drive in Reidsville. And for all your ice and water needs, you can also find us at Pennrose Carwash right down the road at 1509 South Scales or 2 Rivers Plaza in Eden at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice, great tasting, fresh ice, available 24/7 at all 4 locations, 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons. Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are. Ready for you to sit on that couch? You don't want to have to worry about making the ice. Grab you a bag tomorrow before the kickoffs. That's what I do every Saturday.
I like it.
I'll drive on down, get on the highway 220 down to Little Caesars in Mayodan, grab me some ice. Might grab me a little pep pizza. It depends on the weekend. Luke Strittmatter in the gun out of the timeout. 2nd down and 8. 2 backs in the backfield. It's a 3-receiver set. 2 receivers far side, single receiver near side. Motion man to the far side slot. And it's thrown deep to Ross. Incomplete. Intended for Brady Ross.
So Brady Ross, he had a couple of steps right there. It was just 3 yards a little too deep.
3rd down and 8.
Well, I was waiting on that play action and that shot downfield from Strittmatter.
Yeah.
We saw that in the McMichael game, except it was a fly pattern down the sideline and not that post route.
I'd like to see that read option that go back to De La Cruz again, because there's some little holes right there between that cover 1.
4 receivers set. Strittmatter hands off. De La Cruz with the football. Lowers the shoulder, but not enough. It's going to be a gain of 2. 4th down and about 6. Just in front of midfield at the 45-yard line. Reidsville's going to call a timeout. Their first of the first half.
They're going to try to put the nail in the coffin right here. They're going to try to go score with 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
4th down and 6 out of the timeout.
I'll tell you, a county rivalry game. This is like the Chapel Hill Durham rivalry. You know, 10 minutes apart.
Ooh,
I like
right
it.
down the road from each other. They want to go ahead and step on each other's necks.
We got to have Hatley on here more often. I think I'm rubbing off on him a little bit, huh? I tell you what, Hatley, it's great to have you on here, man. I really love your knowledge of football. It is awesome to have you on here.
Oh, yeah, it's great being here with you guys. I miss my partner tonight, though.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We miss old Jay.
So normally you can hear 2 games every weekend on RoCo Radio with Jay Ramey, Jonathan Hatley on one call, and myself and my partner David Woods on another. But tonight, the 3-man broadcast booth as Gage Rakestraw sets to punt from the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 45. Neal back to return.
It's only one returner this time. It was two last time.
They want to force him to try and kick it that way. Ooh. End over end, high hanger, out of bounds. That's going to be near midfield. It's going to be on the Rams side of the field at the 44.
So with Rockingham right there, that was kind of a disaster.
That's a net of about 9 yards on the punt.
Oh my. If you're Reidsville, you're put right there at midfield in great position.
Tyler Lester in the comments says tar, just tar. The word's tar.
Hey, finish it off. You want me to finish it off,
Tar.
Tyler Lester? Heels, let's go. I'm rubbing up on old Tyler Lester too. And normally he wouldn't say nothing like that now. Come on, Tyler.
No,
what's going on?
I think you're interpreting that wrong.
I think
David.
I'm in the twilight zone tonight. What's going on here?
First and 10 from the 45. Right to left, 3:12 to play here in the first half. Rams with the football. Good snap to Neal in the gun. All alone now, floats far side, throws it middle of the field, complete. That's to Frankie Galloway. He's got room near side hash, working from the middle of the field. He's finally brought down at the 28.
I'm going to tell you, so just like Jonathan Hatley said, in our post-game show, that's what Deontay Neal does. He's extending plays, but also his receivers, man. When you build that chemistry with your receivers, he can sit inside the zone right there and just get the guys open, and all he's got to do is just pitch and catch.
To the 28-yard line, right to left. Neal and Cobb in the backfield. Jones is a wingman, but he's going to motion as a receiver to the slot, and another flag.
That's a legal motion right there.
Legal motion moves them back 5.
So with that right there, once you move in motion, I mean you can move, but you have to get yourself set right there. Well, you can't hike the ball, while they're
Tyler in the comments asks, how's the defense for Rock look? Couldn't make tonight to the game. Looks like the D's held their own.
They've done pretty good, Tyler. They really have. It's been a strong defense so far.
First and 15. Jones motions again. Same play. Neal with plenty of time to throw. Fires it middle of the field. And it's complete. A Pennrose Carwash Kooler Ice score to Janiah Sharp. 33-yard bomb.
Wow. I'm going to start singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. That was a beautiful rainbow deep shot to J9. I'm sorry if I messed up anybody's ears in the broadcast.
2:32 to play here in the first half and a 26-7 lead for Reidsville. What a beautiful play. See, you've got to defend so many things on a motion play like that. Jones motions from the wingback spot into the slot. You think maybe they'll throw it that way on a screen, and wide open.
It really comes down to the eye discipline of Rockingham's defense. I mean, you've really got to pay attention to where the football is going to go, but you got to pay attention to your man too.
Brady Barrett, it was an extra point.
That's
look,
it.
Neal looks for it. Out of there, Cam Jones, complete pass to the back of the end zone with a 2-point conversion. Makes it 28-7, 2:32 to play here in the first half. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Rockingham Update, the community source for local programming, government meeting coverage, community events, promotion and broadcast, sports, local nonprofit news, and so much more. Serving the community and providing digital community news on all platforms since 2007. RockinghamUpdate.com aims to serve Rockingham County with the dependable information and coverage it deserves. And check out RockinghamUpdate.tv, your #1 IPTV station in Rockingham County. For a full list of programming and to watch live, visit RockinghamUpdate.tv.
So I don't know what happened right here. Did they not count the 2-point?
Must not have counted it.
Yeah. It's like a redo. Was there maybe a penalty? Yeah, it looked like maybe a penalty on Reidsville. I didn't see any flags.
Well, they moved it back.
Yeah.
So Barrett will get a second chance. Line drive.
Wide
Missed
left.
it, yeah.
Wide left. That would have been a nice triple, though. So 26-7 is your score, not 28-7. 2 minutes, 32 seconds remaining here in the first half. Glad to have you along for the RoCo Radio Game of the Week, week number 3.
And right now I'm showing Neal's passing numbers. and could be wrong. I'm not an official statistician. Keep that in mind. 7-9, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That sounds about right to me. That really looks good to me.
You could have said 7 for 32, and I probably would have agreed with you. I got good math skills.
Oh, come on now. I'm waiting for that bolt of lightning. I'm trying to get out of the way.
Holding that metal microphone.
Yeah, I know. So, Hatley, what do you do right here for Rockingham? Do you kind of just run the clock, take it to the house, or do you try to I mean, if it's me, I'm trying to score.
2.5 minutes, yeah, you got to try to get it down the field and answer back.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to keep it out of Reidsville's offense's hands.
Oh, that's a good
drive
start
kick
right there.
goes out of bounds, hits the official at the 20-yard line here near side. And he just picks it up casually and will flip it up.
Let's see if they make them re-kick it or if they'll take possession.
Yep, looks like they'll re-kick. Move it 5 yards back to the 35.
Yep, Robertson going to make them re-kick it.
Joe Dexter, Jonathan Hatley, David Woods with you here on the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. 26-7 lead for Reidsville as they sent to kick with 2:32 to play here in the second quarter. Ross and Thomas set to return for Rockingham County. It won't go their way. It'll be kicked to the far side and a fair catch at the 30 by Gage Rakestrong. So Cougars offense takes over, down 26-7. That 2-minute offense will be in play here. We'll see what they look to do as the ball starts at the 27, moving left to right.
You think if you're Rockingham right here, you got to do something you really don't want to do? That's pass the ball?
Well, Strittmatter hasn't been bad as far as completing passes. He's completed the passes he needs to. They just need to get a man open.
That's right. You're right.
Jeff in the comments, y'all are dazzling us with the math skills tonight.
Hey, we got to give it to our partner Hatley right here.
Alec Bryant with the carry on first down. It'll be a gain of 2.
See, that's another one of those Rockingham straight ahead off tackle plays, which is not doing you any good in the 2-minute drill.
Absolutely not.
But we'll see a 3 receiver set here with 2 men in the backfield in the gun. Strittmatter from the 28-yard line, second down and 9. Fake the handoff. Strittmatter, time to throw. Throws to Bryant. He's covered by 3 Rams.
That's
going to be pass interference.
It was. I mean, you can't hold on to the guy like that. That is, I know it's going to be some boos, but. And that right there, that could really help Rockingham, too, if, Reidsville winds up getting a couple of penalties on them.
And Brian on that last carry, we saw a lot of him against McMichael in the run game. And today it's been basically Strittmatter and De La Cruz.
Sorry.
The Boo Birds are out here at Community
guys,
Stadium.
I had to hype y'all up. I had to give you some little boos right here.
Oh, I mean, you know how it is with the home team around here.
Yeah.
The fans are going to back them even when it is an obvious pass interference.
1st and 10. Handoff is stuffed by the Reidsville defense. A loss of 4.
And
but
right.
That's how you respond.
Yeah. And, I mean, right here, you're looking with Rockingham. They've got no timeouts remaining. And it looks like they're not really rushing to try to get anything going.
Big man Chenier Diggs with the stop. We'll hurry back to the line.
Well, Rockingham operated a lot out of the no huddle against McMichael, and
second down and long, fake
that we're not seeing it tonight.
Second down and long, fake handoff, and a stop just near the line. It's going to be 3rd down. Or we might have had a whistle there. I'm not sure. Nope, it'll be 3rd down. Santa Eric Smith in the comments. There are 3 types of people: those that can count and those that can't. Amen, brother.
All right, I'm looking for him in his stands. Where is he at? We seen him a little while ago.
Shotgun formation, Strittmatter fake handoff, throws it middle of the field, picked off. That's intercepted by Jakir Penix. Near sideline, he's working his sideline to the 40. He's got blockers, including Deontay Neal. He's pushed out of bounds at the 25. But there's time on the clock, 56 seconds for the Rams to do something.
And the Rams have 2 timeouts left, so, if they score right here, they're really going to blow it open.
Jakari
56
Penix with the
seconds in a short
interception.
field, no problem.
Yeah.
So a quarter of the field to work with. And 56 seconds. Score update. Northeast Guilford 10, Moorhead 6. Thank you, Melita, for the score update in the comments. Feel free to join us in the comments as well. We usually mention that in the pregame show, but we love to have fun here on the broadcast. Let us know what you're thinking about the game. 1st and 10 from the 25 after the interception.
So they got the numbers right here for the screen.
Neal gets a good block from Cobb, makes a quick throw, middle of the field. Janiah Sharp lowers his shoulder to the 10-yard line, up to the 7.
Oh, my goodness.
They call him J9. I'm calling him the bulldozer.
Oh, my.
Rams will use on second timeout.
That was grown man stuff right there.
Oh, look at those goosebumps on my arms. Good day.
Good, googly, moogly.
You got to give it to Aiden Burst, though. He got right back up.
He did.
He got to give it to him.
Janiah
Timeout
Sharp,
after that.
a wide receiver, goes out there and lowers his shoulder and hits that man like a fullback.
He did. If it's me, I'm not getting back up. Nope. Bring the cart. I'm done.
To the 9-yard line. Timeout on the field, 48.7 seconds remaining in the first half.
David, have you ever seen a wide receiver do that?
It's been a while.
I remember seeing it once, maybe twice in high school.
Yeah, it's been a while. It has been a while.
But, I played football with a guy named Dwayne Dalton, and they called him D-Train for a reason.
I'll tell you what, we had a guy back in 2007. I'll tell you about it after this play.
Sharp in motion. Neal takes it, rolls near side. Looked for him. Sharp's too sharp, incomplete at the goal line.
So we had a guy named Cam Dillard. Rest in peace, Cam Dillard. He died, a couple years ago from pancreatic cancer. But great classmate. He had a full ride to East Carolina, man. And he would. I remember playing football at Holmes Middle School, and I had the pad, and all he was supposed to do was hit the pad. He hit me and the pad.
And you haven't been the same since.
And I haven't been the same since. So I have not been the same since. I do the best I can each day. I take one day at a time. That's all I can do.
Second down and goal from the 9.
East Carolina Pirates separated you from your senses permanently.
Neal takes the ball, gets a good block again from Cobb, rolls to the far sideline. Now takes a step back, floats it out of bounds.
That's what Deontay Neal does, man. He makes the play, he keeps the play going, and he makes the smart decision to throw it out with nothing there.
38 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
Just extending things. Yeah. Always. Gives his guys a chance to get open.
So we got plenty of time. They got one timeout left, 38 seconds left. Like they got the numbers right here on trips left right here. They got 2 men outside just watching, and 1 man should be open. Oh, I forget it.
Hand it off to Cobb, and what does he do?
He runs
what
it
he
in.
does. A Pennrose Carwash Kooler Ice score from 9 yards out. You love the look, though. You had
absolutely.
trip receivers near side. You had Cam Jones far side. You've got weapons on the exterior, and you go to the interior.
And that's what Reidsville's offense does, man. They spread you out so wide that the run gaps right there are easy to run through.
Yeah, and you've thrown the ball the last, 3-4 plays.
Absolutely.
And, just hand it to Cobb, D1 commit.
Looks like we're going to have this called back.
Holding? Got a holding right here? Normally that's what it is.
So 3rd and 13 after make it 3rd and 14.
Okay.
A 5-yard penalty. It wouldn't have been a hold procedure call.
Well, right here, so they're going back to the same formation again. So they got trips left. Now they got a guy coming over, but it's one-on-one. Well, look, you got a hole right there, right at the slot position.
Far side, that is. Quick throw that way, and it's complete. A Pennrose Carwash Kooler Ice score from 13 yards out. .9 on the clock.
And see, that's what Reidsville does right there, too. On your right-hand side, we fail to forget, or I did at least, you got one-on-one coverage right there, and they ran it for a slant.
32-7 here at Community Stadium.
Who was that throw to, Jay?
Cam Jones. His second touchdown of the game. The end over an extra point is good from Grady Barrett. 33-7 your score. Oh, Joe will like this. Packers 3, Eagles nothing. Jeff, I thought we were friends, but
go Pack.
Here I am defending state, and you're throwing this at me?
Eric said, David, I'm going to roll around, cry, and beg for my mother. I'll tell you what, I got a lot of love for Eric, man. I met him the first time, finally got to meet him at working with the Reidsville Luckies, man. He will keep you laughing for days.
Reidsville Luckies #1 fan.
Absolutely.
Joe, I know you're a Lions fan, but I've got to say go Pack on this one.
Oh, come on. What is all this? What is going on in here?
Come on, Hatley, keep it going. I know you got something.
I hate Philly.
I know.
That's fair.
All right, so I'm a Cowboys fan.
That means you ought to hate Philly.
I hate Philly, I really do, but I had Philly beating the Packers tonight. They're playing in Brazil.
In Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil.
And over and kick. Goes in the hands of Ross here near side, 25 to the 30, near side hash. He's brought down in front of the 35 by the Rams Golden Dome special teams. So 25 seconds remaining in the first half, a 33-7 lead for the Rams. Rockingham County with the football. Jeff says NFC North is the best division in football.
Oh.
Amen.
Who does Hatley pull for in NFL? Hatley, I mean, not Hatley, but Webster. Who do you pull for in the NFL? I know you pull for State all the way around.
I believe the Panthers.
Is he oh.
Hopefully I'm not putting words in Jeff's mouth.
Yeah,
First and 10 from the 34 for the Cougars.
I've been to Waste Management before.
Stripminer in the gun hands it off to De La Cruz with a nice run and spin for a gain of 4.
De La Cruz, the ball carrier, takes it up to the 39-yard line. And that'll be the last
Chargers, okay. After that run, we head to halftime. A 33-7 lead for Reidsville in Week 3 on the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. We'll be back with more on your halftime show. We'll recap this coming up here in just a second. We'll have the Rams marching band as well at the half. Your score after 2 quarters. It's a 33-7 lead for Reidsville. You're on the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. We'll start offensively, guys. What have you seen from Reidsville? Not just what you've seen, but building on the first 2 weeks. You saw them Week 1. Mm-hmm. You saw them Week 2. Mm-hmm. What have you seen them build on here in Week 3?
Hatley, you want to take it or you want me to take it?
I'll take it.
Okay.
The game that I saw Reidsville play, I saw a lot of run game and not a lot of pass.
Yeah.
It was basically designed runs for Deontay, Cobb going straight ahead, and Page didn't have an answer for it. Tonight's attack has been extremely balanced.
I will agree with that for sure. One thing I've seen, too, as far as we didn't see in Game 1 against Western Alamance, that deep ball. Deontay Neal with the deep ball. I mean, that looks
He's thrown
good.
A couple of them.
It is beautiful. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. I mean, we've seen some dink and dunks in Week 1, but now he's really starting to open it up. I wonder if it's just getting more comfortable because he didn't play quarterback for a while. In it was middle school that he played, but now maybe he's getting more comfortable with the offense, and now things are starting to flow a little bit better.
That's a possibility, and it also could be the competition that he's facing.
Yeah.
The Page secondary, they had some speed back there, and they covered up the receivers fairly well when they did pass. It was all just little short stuff that they gave up, like they were playing a deep zone.
Okay.
But it seems like Rockingham's had to man up because of what they're doing and the way Reidsville's spreading the field.
Yeah, that's what you have to do when you spread the field like that. You start to really open up one-on-one coverages, because they're expecting they're trying to stop the run is what they do with the 5-2.
Yeah, they're selling on the run because they got Cobb and Neal in the backfield.
Absolutely, yeah. What do you think, Park? Let's get you in on this, man. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm leaving you out of everything here.
No, I want the experts to speak.
Yeah.
I love hearing this. I agree full-heartedly with that, and I think also when you're able to open up that passing game, we've seen how well Cobb can run the ball in week 1 and 2 with less of that deep passing game. Now we're seeing how much it opens that running game when you spread the field wide with 5 wide receivers, and how much of a weapon he can be in that 5 receiver set as well as in tight packages.
Yes,
it makes Cobb, even though I don't know he could be better heading into this week, it makes him even more dangerous as a runner. And also, we tend to do this a lot. Mm-hmm. How about that offensive line?
I'm telling you, man, it's like year in and year out. They just produce good. Look, let's just call it what it is. When you got the GOAT, Jimmy Teague, taking care of that offensive line and coaching them boys up, come on, man.
I mean, there's been times in this game where Neal had 5 seconds to 10 seconds to make a decision.
Oh, that is true.
And part of that is the offensive line, but the other part of that is Neal's legs.
That's true.
He will scramble around the pocket, and he will stay back there looking for a throw.
That is completely true. I mean, he just makes good football decisions, man. He is a very smart kid when it comes to this. Like I said before, he is the point guard of this offense, and he just, once you build that chemistry, Hatley, with the quarterback receivers, and they start like kind of sitting in the zone and know where you're going to pass it, here and that and the other. I mean, it just works out really good for Neal.
Oh, yeah, and I didn't see a lot of that last week against Page. Their few passes were a little short, dump-off type stuff. They didn't really go over the top, where I've seen several just over-the-top deep balls tonight.
Yeah.
And Deontay throws a beautiful ball.
He does, man. It really is. He's got a good, strong arm.
We've mentioned it on our broadcast. I know you and Jay have, but Deontay, not just in the county, but in the state, is one of the best smart football players when it comes to making plays, when it comes to making decisions on the field, whether it's offensively or defensively. We're talking about him offensively, but defensively he sits atop the interception mark in Reidsville history, one away from breaking that record too, just because he's a smart football player leading the way for these Rams, whether it's on the offensive side or the defensive side.
That's true too. I mean, he's just all around fundamentally sound. He really hadn't had to do too much tonight on defense, though. I mean, he's pretty much run the show on offense, and that's been about it for him.
Well, other teams have the scouting report on him as well. They know that he is a leading interception getter for this defensive secondary for Reidsville, and it's like trying to throw to Rivers Island.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You don't do it.
This is the thing, too. You can choose to take him out of the game plan offensively. You can't choose defensively to take him out of the game plan.
That is true, too. That is very true.
All you can do is not throw to his side.
Unless you have Randy Moss.
That's an unfair matchup. I mean, you're talking 6'4" versus 5'11".
I tell you what, hey, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. When you talk about Rivers Island, I used to love those Jets and Patriots matchups when they had Randy Moss and Rivers going against each other. Oh, man.
It's the RoCo Radio Game of the Week halftime. Reidsville leads it 33-7 here at Community Stadium. Coming up in just a bit, we'll have your Rams marching band if they perform tonight, and we'll get you ready for kickoff in the second half. It's the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. Oh, and Santa in the comments, don't forget how well snare drummer Jared Smith does when Cobb has the ball. That is very true.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Eric Santa. You're right, man.
A shout out to the marching band. Man, they're.
I'm gonna tell you what. Hey, I love holding this mic and being the hype man tonight. That band, every time we come here, it's electric, and it just the flow is good for us, especially when the band starts. It gets us in the mood. It gets us hyped up. I love that.
There are many different levels to a football game that makes it great. Mm-hmm. One of them's a marching band.
That's
it. Mr. Callens deserves all the respect he can get. No band tonight, Eric says in the comments. Unfortunately, darn. Well, you can't ask for everything.
I'll tell you what, we can get Eric to play something tonight if he wants to.
Eric, can you play the kazoo for us?
Yeah, do something. You can do something for us, right?
I imagine Eric plays an instrument of some kind. I have no idea which one, but I guarantee you there is an instrument that Eric plays. There is no doubt in my mind. We're waiting. We're waiting to hear what he in the comments.
I'm not saying a word. I'm kidding.
He strikes me as a harmonica player.
Harmonica. I could see that.
Okay.
I could see that too.
I don't know. I kind of see Eric in more of the ZZ Top kind of dude. I mean, is it just a beard or what is it?
Score update at half, a 10-6 lead for Northeast Guilford over Moorhead. Actually, in quarter two, not quite to halftime yet. The score update with less than 2 minutes to go in Eden. It is Northeast Guilford at 0-2 with 10 and 0-2 Moorhead with 6. Melita in the comments with a good point. He can always sing.
Oh, there it is.
True.
Hey, I got the mic. He can come up here and sing for us anytime.
With that, we're going to mute the mics. We'll be back with the third quarter, a 33-7 lead at the half here on the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. Ladies and gentlemen, some score updates here at the half. A 33-7 lead for Reidsville here at halftime. Some other score updates in 2A. Hold that right there for a second. We'll start in 2A in the Mid-State 2A. Walkertown at 2-0, taking on Forest Hills in the third quarter. 2-0 Walkertown down by 1 point to Forest Hills, 14-13. Rivalry football in 2A, one of the biggest rivalries in North Carolina. Crest leads Shelby 27-0. In the Mid-State 2A, West Stokes is over East Surrey 14-2. And coming up next for Reidsville is a matchup with Eastern Alamance. Northern Guilford leading 24-0. Make that over Eastern Guilford at the half. So those are some score updates here on the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. We've got 5 minutes and 30 seconds till kickoff here in the third quarter. We'll be back with more analysis and get you ready for the third quarter here on the RoCo Radio Game of the Week on RoCoRadio.com. One more score update for you. Andrews at 2-0 in the Mid-State 2A Conference, leading 14-7 in the third quarter over Thomasville.
Oh, partner, you know I got to mention my boys from Mount Airy.
Oh, boy.
Here
Mount
they go
Airy.
again, 49-7.
That's in the fourth quarter as well.
Wow.
In the third quarter.
Third quarter, they're going to probably put up 70. Good day. It was a couple of times they did last year.
Fill us in the comments. Go Panthers and pulling for my Cougars. Man, I'll tell you what, we didn't talk about this before the break, but the Cougars defense coming into this one played strong throughout the start of the season.
Yeah.
In that first quarter and a half tonight, they matched Reidsville tit for tat defensively.
They did. They were just playing. They were coming in, and they wasn't afraid to hit anybody tonight. They come in, they played strong. I mean, it's just when you look at it, Hatley, I think Hatley would agree too. It's just some kind of a breakdown on defense sometimes, especially when they put in motion and you're trying to watch your assignments each and every time. Sometimes it's just eye discipline, trying to figure out, which man you got to get, especially when they start coming out on jet sweeps and stuff like that. So you just,
Yeah, and
present your ticket. That's 115-285.
Yeah, the issue with that is with that kind of motion and that kind of spread offense, you've almost got to play man.
Yeah.
Playing a zone against that is near impossible.
Yeah.
Because all those guys spread out all over the field like that, they're going to find the holes.
And sometimes it just blows coverages too, because I mean you'll be thinking, okay, well I got to watch this man, and then your eyes just start going towards the quarterback, and you kind of miss the guy that's going for the sweep.
Yeah,
and he goes
or
out
you
for
wander off into the guy that's coming over here
Yeah.
into the flats, and all of a sudden the man that you're supposed to be covering's
Yes, sir.
gone on the fly.
That's it, man. That's it. So it's got to be good eye discipline when it comes to defense, especially against Reidsville.
6. Forest Hills 14, Walkertown 13. Andrews 14, Thomasville 7, Greensley 7, Reagan 7, and North Forsyth and Atkins 0-0. I'd like to announce that the middle school jamboree will
All right,
be
so
held beginning tomorrow
now that we got some time, I wanted to bring something up that I found today.
Oh, here we go.
So we got the Falcons' #1 fan, Air Force Falcon #1 fan,
Okay.
Jonathan Hatley here to my left.
Okay.
He's excited about #4, Jariel Cobb, heading to Air Force Academy, right? That's not the first Reidsville man to go to Air Force Academy.
Oh, here comes the question. Okay, here we go.
Steve Ritchie, a 1960 Reidsville High School grad, a quarterback, graduated in 1964, broke his leg twice at Reidsville, was a walk-on in 62 and 63, and played in the Gator Bowl against UNC in 63. Do you know who this is?
I've met General Ritchie. I've got
Brigadier General Ritchie.
Yes, I actually, at my parents' house, have a picture that he signed for me before I went to the academy.
That is fantastic.
Wow.
You talk about what he did on the field as a quarterback, right? But he's a member of the Military Hall of Honor, serving from 64 to 1999. He completed 195 combat missions in 68 alone. In 1969, at 26, he became the youngest ever instructor at the Air Force Fighter Weapons School, and volunteered for a second combat tour in 72. 5 victories made him Air Force's first and only pilot ace of the Vietnam War. 339 combat missions, over 800 flying hours. In his second stint, he had over 4,000 hours in his career.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
So
From Reidsville, North Carolina.
Wow. That is amazing. There is one question I would like to ask. You know, I like all the history stuff. That sounds awesome. Who won that ball game? Who won that ball game? Who won the Gator Bowl?
I don't remember. All of a sudden, my memory is just all of a sudden.
Did you not think I was going to ask? I had to ask.
I didn't think you would know back to 1963.
1960. Okay, so.
It was a 33-0 win for UNC, I believe.
All right, so we had Dooley back then. He was before Mack. Then you had Mack. Who was before Dooley back in 1960? Oh, man.
If I'm right, Jonathan, and this is according to Wikipedia on this part, Ritchie resides in Colorado Springs still to this day, and serves sometimes as a motivational speaker. Man, when you accomplish those things.
Absolutely. I bet Colorado Springs, man, I bet that is beautiful out there.
Oh, it is beautiful out there. I never really got the chance while I was out there at the academy to appreciate it. It took until my brother was a cadet and graduated before I could go back out there and actually take a good look around and appreciate it for how beautiful it really is out there.
I'm gonna tell you what, that is some leave it up to the partner, man. Leave it up to him. Leave it up to Joe Dexter, dude. He finds everything.
So
everything.
He was in his combat mission with win number 5. And he was talking about something that's, I think, is very important. It relates to football and it relates to just life. He said that he trained so much on the way that he got that win in the air that it went literally the way that he had practiced it, because he practiced it so much. It was like running a practice drill to get number 5 and become that ace. That tells us a lot about the more practice you put in, the more that you commit to something, the better you're going to be at it.
Yeah, and that's why as a combat pilot as he was, you fly training missions, you fly simulator time, you spend all the time in the cockpit that you can and train for those scenarios to where when you get put into that situation, you don't even have to think about it. You just react.
Well, Mr. Ritchie, if you happen to listen or you happen to catch this at some later point in time, we'd love to meet you. Thank you for your service and all you've done for putting Reidsville on the map and for our country. We can't repay that, but we just want to pay our respects for what you've done for our country through the United States Air Force. And it started with the game of football. And
just everything he done and accomplished. Just listening to what you said right there in the history books, I mean, that was absolutely awesome. I'm glad you said that. That's something that I will remember till this day.
And it was the coolest thing. When I got my appointment to the academy, I believe General Ritchie was still living in Reidsville at the time. And he actually called my parents' house and spoke to me. Yes, congratulating me. He is that kind of guy.
That's awesome.
That is absolutely awesome.
At the half, a 33-7 lead for Reidsville. Before we get to the third quarter kickoff, I want to mention something else as well. I want to give some congratulations and good luck out there to our college players from across the area. We'll start with Moorhead's own Jermaine Smith. Congratulations, the head coach at Minnesota West, picking up his first victory, defeating Minnesota State yesterday 49-13. How about Reidsville offensive lineman and tackle Trey Pickard getting the start at tackle for Barton College yesterday? They dropped their opener 27-24. Several guys at Barton College from our area that did not play, including our guys from Rockingham County, Luke Smith, as well as the receiver as well, Bryant, and from Reidsville, Al Lee at Barton College, as well as Trey Pickard. Paul Weidermead, in his first week, got a tackle assist against Buffalo for Lafayette. They'll take on Monmouth this week. Cam Peoples was the South Atlantic Conference Offensive Player of the Week with 97 all-purpose yards and 2 touchdowns with the win for them over Glenville State. Terrell Rankin had 2 tackles for loss and 1 pass breakup against Bluefield State for Winston-Salem State as Winston-Salem takes on NC-A&T on Saturday. Catawba is at Davidson. We got several players in that game. Bryce Baker of Rockingham County, Jay Moore of McMichael, Brady Elrod of McMichael, and several others, Jaden Martin, Gavin Moore of Moorhead. And that's a big game taking place on Saturday. Then we got the Super Bowl, Greensboro College versus Guilford, and we'll break down some of those guys in that game. But first, it's time for the third quarter kickoff as Reidsville sets to kick. Grady Barrett set to kick this one end over end to the far side 35. It's returned by Gage Rakestraw to the 30. Near far side hash all the way to the 50-yard line. A big return for the Cougars past midfield. The Super Bowl taking place at Greensboro College and Guilford College. Josh Campbell from Rockingham County in that game. Deuce Chalmers from Madison. Emery Shaw from McMichael. Daniel Grimmett from McMichael. And Mackay Hairston for Greensboro College, as well as Britton Barnes, both from Moorhead, and Coach Maurice Terrain, the former head coach of the Moorhead Panthers, is the defensive coordinator for Greensboro College. So we start the second half. 1st and 10 after the return from Rakestraw past midfield. It starts at the 47. Quick throw. Stripmiter outside. Thomas drops it incomplete. Looks for the screen on the near side hash.
I'll tell you what, too. You mentioned old Maurice Terrain. You got to give him a birthday shout out. His birthday was the other day.
Oh, happy birthday, yes, Coach.
Sir.
You know what Coach always does, right?
What's that?
He always brings the juice.
Oh, he always brings the juice.
Every day.
It don't matter. Apple juice, orange juice. He brings it all. I mean, I'm going to tell you what. I filmed it, and I showed it to you a couple weeks ago after this play. He done a backflip while it was raining one day, man, and he's just a straight-up athlete.
4 receivers set for the Cougars. Single man in the backfield behind Stripmiter, the quarterback. Fake the handoff to Bryant. It's a keeper. Middle of the field for Stripmiter. Ripped down by Janiah Sharp. Also helping out on the tackle is Cadence Pruitt, the sophomore. That's going to be a loss of yardage.
Okay, so I have to do my own little research right here. James Hickey was the head coach back in the 1960s for Carolina.
Okay.
The score for the Gator Bowl in 1963.
Wasn't it 33-0?
35.
35. I was trying to short you too.
Carolina finished 9-2 that year.
Last time they had a winning season dating back to 1963. That's not true. Third down and 10. Stripmiter keeps it on that option. Lowers the shoulders, using his strength against 3 Rams. Trying to push forward. A good gain and a strong run. That was an effort run from Stripmiter. It's going to be 4th down.
Takes it down to about the 42-yard line where it brings up 4th down.
And Rockingham basically platooned in an entire group there. I guess they're going to punt, but
so what do you do right here? I mean, you think Reidsville right here is going to keep the pedal to the metal. I mean, if they score right here, it'll about put the game out of reach.
Pruitt got back there, but it's a clean punt for Rakestraw. It rolls inside the 10 to the 5-yard line on the far side.
Great punt right there.
Picked up by James Gross. And the Reidsville offense will have to start at their own 5-yard line, moving right to left. They lead it 33-7. His third quarter first down is brought to you by One Way Cafe, located at Osborne Baptist Church in Eden. Join us for delicious coffee and fresh made to order food Monday through Friday from 11 to 2. One Way Cafe, helping people love Jesus and everyone else.
I tell you what, if we ever do when we get around to Eden and do a Moorhead game, we need to stop by there, and I need to show you around. That is a really good place to eat.
Gun formation, handoff to Cobb, middle of the field, rips away from a defender up to the 12-yard line.
It used to be that they were just open for lunch. Are they still
open from 11 to 2?
So my sister just started. So she works for Dr. Beavers in Eden, North Carolina, dermatologist. She started a part-time job there last week.
Nice.
Working for One Way Cafe. So I'll have to ask her about that.
2nd down and 2. Hand it off Cobb. He's got all the real estate he wants. Near side hash. And a stiff arm to the 35-yard line.
He just barrels somebody else over.
Boys, I about pulled an FCC violation right there. A stiff arm from you-know-where. 1st and 10 from the 35.
I don't even have to say it.
There you go.
I don't even have to say it.
All right, statistician. So for him to get 2,100 yards, how many yards does he have to average each game to break that record?
What are we talking? 14 games?
About 16 if everything goes right. Screen pass to Cam Jones, 40-yard line. Near side hash, 50-yard line. Still standing. There's a whole slew of Cougars finally bringing him down.
16 games, about 130.
I think 130. Okay.
Jeff in the comments, HE double hockey sticks is a noun. I agree. I agree. It's a good descriptor word, too, sometimes. Just not on a broadcast.
we try our best to keep it PG. So
Need to average about 131, which he's above that right now.
He's way above that.
He's well above that
he's well above
tonight.
That.
Coming into today, averaging 10 yards per carry. All the time in the world for Neal to throw. Works far side on the run. Complete to Cam Jones. Far sideline. It'll be just in front of the first down. Will they give him the first? Nope, it'll be just short.
It'll be just short. I think about a yard.
What about the game for Cam Jones today? Big touchdown to start things off. He had the last touchdown on the quick slant.
Hey, when Mama comes calling, hey, you got to have a good game, you know.
He's picking back up where he left off on week 1. Week 2, he didn't show much.
3 receivers set near side, make it 4 receivers. 3 on the near side, single far side is Cam Jones on 2nd down. Quick throw out. It's to Whitted, near side. On the run, it's to the 20-yard line. Jukes back to the near side and brought down. Quick screen.
Oh, he's not down yet. Oh.
That might be.
No, I think I'll let it go. Let it go.
That Whitted is scary quick.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, they just keep bringing kids off the bench, and they're just as good as the other guys.
Breaking news from the bleachers here at Community Stadium. A report from Santa Eric Smith saying there's a pet skunk down in the stands. Is this real?
Is this true?
We're going to need to know if this is fake news or real news.
This is.
Melita in the comments, what? Hand off to Smith, and it's going to be a short gain on first down at the 20-yard line.
Number 17, Michael Smith is the ball carrier. Stop by number 55.
After the big game from Whitted, the sophomore.
Might need a little
second down?
investigation on that one.
We need the I-team out there, the investigation team. We're going to send David Woods down there with the microphone.
We need pitchers.
I ain't going down there.
We need pitchers.
I ain't going down there.
I'm not going down. Why you send me down there? I mean, I know I got the microphone, but I'm going to
Well,
pass
you already got the stench. You are a UNC fan.
Oh, here we go.
Kyle gets the football on the short pass, dives to the 10-yard line. Hey, I set you up for that one, didn't I?
Look, I can take it all day long, guys.
Just send the new guy.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. We're going to send Hatley, the new guy.
Big gain.
That'll be my hazing.
It'll be to the 9-yard line. First and goal from the 9. 7-11 to play here in the third quarter. 33-7 lead for the Rams with the football. There is a report that there is a skunk, a pet skunk, in the stands. We'll check further.
I could see Eric Santa bringing it up here just to introduce us to this pet skunk.
J9 in motion from the near side. He gets the quick flip on the jet sweep. Brought down in the backfield. A big stop and read by number 15, Parker Upchurch.
I'll tell you what. Okay, so if he brings it up here, what is Jerry Talley going to do?
From what you guys have told me about Santa, it wouldn't surprise me if he's the one that brought it.
Yeah, very true.
The general that runs this show up here. What's Jerry Talley going to do about that?
Second down and 15.
Big
Motion
shift
is
to the right.
3 guys over there. In the gun is Neal. Alongside him is Cobb. Fake the handoff. Neal set to throw near side.
Man.
Make it middle of the field.
That was
Cam
pitch.
Jones jumps in. A Pennrose Carwash. Kooler Ice score. Cam Jones. Cameron Jones.
Mama. There goes that man again. And I'm going to say it one more time. Cam Jones.
39-7. 6:04 in the third.
So right there, that was simple pitch and catch right there. He set inside that zone. Good ball by Deontay right there. Pitch and catch, easy touchdown.
Even a little high. He had to get up to get it.
Grady Barrett with the extra point. End over end. Spins through. Put the big 4-0 on the board. It's 40-7 Reidsville. 6:04 to play here in the third quarter. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Kooler Ice. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that's ready when you are? Kooler Ice is county-wide with 4 locations. Find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan, across from Walmart on NC 135, or visit Kooler Ice at Schul's Home at 1635 Freeway Drive right here in Reidsville. And then for all your ice and water needs, you can also find us at Pennrose Carwash in Reidsville at 1509 South Scales, or 2 Rivers Plaza at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice, great tasting fresh ice, available 24/7 at all 4 locations, 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons. Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you by Pennrose Carwash, voted #1 car wash in Rockingham County. Pennrose Carwash at 1509 South Scales have been serving the Reidsville and surrounding area for over 50 years. The popular venue welcomes everyone to Pennrose Carwash, open 24/7, and find us on Facebook. Pennrose Carwash voted #1 Rockingham County Car Wash 3 years in a row. Here comes Barrett's kick. It's end over end after the touchdown from Cam Jones to the 20 near side hash. It's returned by Thomas. Thomas is hit hard and brought down at the 32. It was Michael Smith on the stop on special teams.
3-yard line.
All right, so I got a question for both of you.
Stop by number 17.
So here in the next, I can't remember the exact date, but I know the High School Association is supposed to be voting on the NIL for public schools. How do you think that's going to turn out?
Be interesting.
It will be interesting to see, wouldn't it?
It will be interesting. It's a split subject.
Yeah.
Really, it really is. 1st and 10 from the 33, a 40-7 lead for Reidsville. Rockingham County with the football. Strittmiter in the backfield. Malachi Bryant alongside him. In the gun. On first down. Handoff goes to Bryant. Finds the edge on the sweep. Far side, a gain of 4. it's going to be a discussion that has to be made. There's going to be, you look at the private side of this things, NIL is happening already.
Yeah.
At some point, the CHSAA had approved NIL in North Carolina before deciding to build rules upon it and then losing control of making that decision.
Yeah.
At some point in time, a decision's going to have to be made.
Did you ever think in your wildest dreams that NIL would be in football, period?
Yes, at the college level, yes.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah.
And coming from the time when I was looking at going to college, if you wanted to participate in sports, you had to go through clearinghouse. You had to go through all the steps that you had to go through. Because I played junior college soccer, I had to do that. And I cannot imagine the opportunities that it could have opened up back then that these guys are going to get now.
Stripmiter's pass is complete. A little swing out to Gage Rakestraw. Past midfield, actually make it to midfield. 1st and 10. Rakestraw lines up as the up man. Malachi Bryant in the backfield alongside Stripmiter. 3 receiver set. Bryant takes, looks to the far side edge, and he's tackled at the ankles. Grabbed by Corey Rhodes. It brings him down after a gain of 4.
And one thing I like about Rockingham right now, even though they're down 40-7, they're still playing hard. They're not giving up. They're playing till the whistle blows, and that is good coaching right there by Doug Robertson.
Melita adding to my comment, NCHSAA has no say. That is correct. The State Board of Education putting it out for public comments, and we'll vote on it in January of 2025. The NCHSAA originally voted as a board to approve NIL, but then detracted that after realizing, before the State Board took over control, realizing that they had not made rules for it yet. Stripmiter with the run on 2nd down. It'll be a gain of 3, and it'll make it 3rd down and about 2.
So with Reidsville being a small town, 2A,
Yep.
where does their money come from?
As far as NIL, that's a good question, but there's a lot of misconception about it. A lot of misconception when you look at the fact that players are getting real money.
Yeah.
Georgia had over, I think it was 100,000 athletes last year. Only 44 received NIL deals.
Was that mostly football?
I don't know that number per se. I would imagine so.
Yeah.
So it's not as popular as people believe, at least at this level. 3rd down and 2. Hand off to Corday Griggs. Breaks a tackle. A 1st down to the far side, up near the 35-yard line. 40-7 lead for Reidsville.
You also in Georgia have the top high school football coaches that are making 6-figure
Way more.
salaries.
Yep.
Absolutely,
Way more than North Carolina.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, these guys that are coaching here in Reidsville at Rockingham, they're getting a coaching stipend and they're teaching.
Yeah. They deserve more than what they're getting
Absolutely.
paid right now, for sure.
Brust lines up at receiver near side, as does Tyler Walker. Single receiver far side, single back in the backfield for Rockingham County. Motion the man Thomas into the backfield. He'll get the handoff and tripped up at the line of scrimmage, middle of the field. Cadence Pruitt in there to make the stop.
Number 11, James Thomas, the ball carrier. He's stopped by number 8.
What are you guys' thoughts on this defensive line up front for Reidsville tonight?
Oh, man, spectacular. I mean, you might as well keep saying the same thing. The beat goes on, man. I mean, it's just been – they have done a really good job with the triple option tonight.
Yeah, the D-line's been solid, getting pushed back into the backfield with Rockingham County's offensive line. And they've given up a few bigger plays, but we won't call them big plays.
Yeah.
But,
A 15-plus to 20-yard rush.
2nd and 10 from the 36. The throw to Walker is incomplete. That's an RPO, quick fake handoff from Stripmiter. You know who's really good at that is Barton College's Luke Smith from Rockingham County.
Oh, he was great. Yeah.
And we almost saw it there on the completion to Walker on the far side hash. Quick pullback and a quick throw to the slot. Incomplete. 3rd down and 10. Shout out to Luke Smith, who played quarterback in the spring game, the number 2 quarterback for Barton College.
Oh, here we go. There's my man Don getting in the comments.
3rd down and long, handoff to Malachi Bryant. All he sees is gold as he tries to run the football.
So we've been, Don, we've been discussing that before pregame started. We might be making the trip down to McMichael next week.
Jacob Riddle, the senior, with the stop for Reidsville. 4th down and 10 from the 36 of Reidsville for Rockingham County, moving left to right here in the 4th quarter, or making the 3rd quarter. 1:31 on the clock. Down 40-7, they'll go for it. Fake the handoff to Bryant. Rolling far side is strip miter, the quarterback. Looks for the edge sideline and is plowed by Corey Rhodes.
Yeah, good open field tackle there in the secondary.
So turnover on downs. Turnover on downs for the Rams. Don said, heard it was a very exciting game last night at South Stokes. Yeah, came down to the wire. I believe it was 27-24 final.
37-34.
37-34.
And congratulations to Coach Tapley getting his first win at McMichael. That's awesome.
Yeah, a buddy of mine that I played ball with went to the game, said that the last play of the game, South Stokes threw it into the end zone, and McMichael got the interception to end the game.
Oh, man, that was a heck
down
of a
to the
ball.
wire.
Yeah.
So Noah Ware, Lucas Gingler on the offensive line of Reidsville sets on 1st and 10 from the 32, and a flag is too many men on the field.
Yep.
Bryson Miller was trying to run off in time.
All right, another question. I'm going off subject here. We're going college football.
Oh, boy.
All right. What do you think about Pat McAfee on College Game Day? What are your thoughts on him? I love him. He brings energy. He brings the juice to college Game Day now. A lot of people don't like him. I love him.
He's a funny guy. He belongs in WWE.
You think so?
There you go.
Okay.
The Hat Man with the last word on that one. Here's the handoff. It's a fake handoff and then a give to Cobb. Bounces off defenders, middle of the field to the near side, half 40.
Go,
to the 50. Speed all day to the 30.
That's
to the
a
20 near
TD.
sideline. To the 10. Another Pennrose Carwash Kooler Ice score for Cobb.
Wow.
Number 3. Back-to-back weeks with 3 touchdowns.
All right, Hatley. What is the rushing numbers on that man right now?
He's north of 200.
Wow.
Well north of 200.
With the way he's going to destroy that record.
To Eric Smith in the comments, David, you're acting like Jay the Kid now? WWE? Seriously?
I didn't say that. That was Hatley that said that. No, I did not say that.
Nealed to hold the extra point. Here's the kick from Barrett. End over end and spins through. Again, the offensive line there just set the tone, and then Cobb finished the play. He got the initial space he needed at the line of scrimmage, gets 10 yards up the field, and just breaks several tackles middle of the way and works his way to the near sideline. The kid they call Booby from Friday Night Lights.
Booby Miles.
Booby Miles.
Uh-oh. I got my other grandpa texting me here. He's a big-time Green Bay fan.
Oh, no.
12-7, Green Bay in Brazil.
Your score here, 47-7 Reidsville as they set to kick, 1:03 to play in the 3rd. Back to return is Thomas and Ross for Rockingham County, left to right on the return.
You know what I like about Pat McAfee?
What's that?
He can make the goat smile at
That's
any time.
true. He's made the goat open up. It's amazing to see. What I will say is I feel like College Game Day has the perfect blend of personalities.
They do. They have the serious kind. And
you got the serious.
He's all business.
And then you've got the middle ground guy that can work with everybody in Herbie.
Corso.
Corso is a legend.
Desmond Howard, who's going to laugh at everything.
Boo. Thomas's return to the 35-yard line.
Strong. That was strong.
I mean, of course you hate Desmond. He's a Michigan guy.
54 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. This first down brought to you by One Way Cafe at Osborne Baptist Church in Eden. Join us for delicious coffee and fresh made-to-order food Monday through Friday from 11 to 2. One Way Cafe, helping people love Jesus and everyone else. It's a first down for the Cougars.
Let's get the fans involved here. So we got some good college football games tomorrow. After this play, I want to hear some thoughts on who's going to win some of these games.
Parker Upchurch in at quarterback for Rockingham County will have a timeout. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Impex Chevrolet GMC.
When you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, hey, this is Tom Russell, General Manager at Impex Chevrolet GMC in Reidsville. That would be unbeatable selection and world-class service. Choose from over 1,500 vehicles of every model, shape, and price range. With our big city selection and small-town hospitality, you're sure to find just what you're looking for. Shop at one of North Carolina's biggest and best dealers, Impex Chevrolet GMC. On Barnes Street in Reidsville and at ImpexChevroletGMC.com.
54 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. A 47-7 lead for Reidsville over Rockingham County. Rockingham County with the football after the timeout.
Eric Santa, Jay the Kid will make you a sandwich.
So it's Upchurch, the junior, in at quarterback. Ripped out. Huge tackle. That was a suplex.
Yeah.
I knew that was a flag.
Yeah, I knew with him driving him into the ground like that.
You can't suplex him.
Jaden Slade with the tackle and a
little overboard there.
I like the intensity, but you got to stick to the fundamentals.
Yeah, but Brock Lesnar doesn't play football.
That's right.
Don in the comments says heels over UNC. Charlotte should be a barn burner with other Niners.
Should be. One game I want to hear from everybody what your thoughts on. Colorado and Nebraska. We'll start with that one first. Who you taking over that? Don, Jeff, Melita, everybody that wants to comment. Who you got in that?
47-7 lead for Reidsville. 45 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Coach Prime versus the Cornhuskers.
I mean, that's going to be a good ball game. I really think that's a night game in Nebraska too.
Shador Sanders versus Dominic Raiola.
Oh man, Raiola
or Dylan Raiola. Dominic was his dad. Played great for the Lions.
He is legit.
Far side, 3 receivers set. Upchurch hands it off. The middle of the field on first down, a gain of a couple. Don in the comments says Nebraska.
That's who I got. I got Nebraska.
Who you got, Hatley?
I like Nebraska in that game. I don't think that Prime's boys have got the experience in the bigger games.
Yeah.
You know, their record last year did not reflect that they're ready for the big time.
I'm with Jeff. I'm taking Colorado. Shador Sanders getting the win late in the game.
So Shador is going to get his. Shador is going to get his.
Prime's going to make sure that Shador gets his.
Yeah, I will agree with that. But one thing that's going to hurt, I think, Colorado is their offensive line play. He kind of reminds me of Deontay Neal. He's going to have to run around and facilitate and make somebody get open. So they're only dependent on 2 guys. It's Horn Jr. and you're looking at Travis Hunter. That's the 2 receivers right now that they have they know they can go to.
I know we didn't have a good game week 1 against North Dakota State.
Who's that?
Hallen.
Shador?
No, running back.
Oh, yeah. The run game.
Hallen, why am I blanking on his? Dallin Hayden is what I'm trying to say, the tailback from Colorado. Oh. He's going to have a good game, I got a feeling.
So, all right. So
Appalachian over Clemson, says Lewis in the comments.
I could see it.
Well, we got some App State fans up here in the press box, too.
Oh, and you've got old, I can't remember Clemson, Dabo.
Yeah.
Old sour Dabo.
Well, there's 4 teams in the country that have never had a transfer portal starter since 2018. One of those teams is a jersey that we have up here with Hatley wearing, Air Force Academy, Army, Navy, and Clemson. Those are the only 4 Division I programs since 2018 without a transfer portal starter.
I kind of got a gist of what's going to happen. What happens with Dabo? He's got to get with the times, man. He really does. I mean, I understand you want to
Or he's got to pull a Saban. Upchurch throws here far side and a flag on second down. 47-7 lead for Reidsville. 25 seconds to play in the third.
I absolutely respect what Dabo's trying to do and
do
building
too.
a program from the ground up,
Yeah.
not participating in all that stuff. But unless you are a United States Service Academy, you better get with the times.
Yeah, you have to.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Circle Drive-In in Eden, serving the best hot dogs in Rockingham County for over 50 years. Located at 111 Boone Road in Eden, Circle Drive-In is your home for fast and friendly service and an all-American meal. Stop by our old-style drive-in for a delicious cheeseburger, crinkle cut fries, and top your meal off with a milkshake or banana split at Circle Drive-In since the 1970s. For good food, stop by Circle Drive-In at 111 Boone Road. Upchurch set to throw, ripped in the backfield by Pruitt. Ball is loose. It's recovered by the Rams. It spills out again. Now picked up in the backfield, far side. I believe it's Galloway. Yes, he's pushed out of bounds at the 20.
I was debating whether they were going to call that a fumble because it looked like Upchurch's arm was going forward.
Yep, it looked like it was a complete or an attempt, but we talked about Cadence Pruitt in
an incomplete pass
in our pregame show. Boy, did he show out there.
David Woods, you played in the county.
Mm-hmm.
You coached in the county. What do you do here? You're up 40. A rivalry game.
I mean, normally what Reidsville does, well, if it was me, all right, I'll start with me first.
Oh, you're putting 78 on the board. You'd score 92 in a game if you could.
Dude, I'm going Mike Leach. I'm going straight, no huddle. I'm going 5 wide, and I'm putting my foot on your neck, and I'm going to say, hey, you still got to stop it.
It could be 72-0, and you'll have 6 wide receivers out there.
So, I mean, one thing about Reidsville, man, when they really start putting up the score, they really start slowing it down, running the clock out, and they're just class acts when it comes to coaching. That's one thing I will agree right there, too.
At the end of 3, a 47-7 lead for Reidsville here at Community Stadium on Jimmy Teague Field. Week 3 of the RoCo Radio Game of the Week.
And, David, in football, I have a tendency to agree with you. You know, there's no need
somebody does.
There's no need to rub. There's no need for Reidsville to rub it in.
Yeah.
There's no need for Reidsville to rub it in. Now, when I was playing at McMichael, if we were playing against Moorhead, or we were playing against Rockingham, we're up 40. I'm going to try to hang 80 on them.
Ooh. All right, so let me tell you this. So I've been on both sides of the McMichael Moorhead rivalry. So I've been on both sides of that. So we finished. That was the COVID year. So we had to beat Moorhead to win to make it into the playoffs. It was just a weird year for the COVID year. And I'll tell you about it after this play.
1st and 10 from the 22-yard line of Rockingham County for Reidsville. New quarterback is Braxton Johnson. He hands it off, a gain of 4.
Yeah, so anyway.
To the 20.
You know, we had to beat Moorhead, the rival, to make it into the playoffs. We beat them. We stormed the field. I mean, that's McMichael's first win in several years. And we got to the playoffs. The next year, I'm coaching at Moorhead. And, I mean, we're getting beat like a drum, 52-7. Guess who was first in the handshaking line? Me. I was going to make sure I respected those boys because they always played hard. I loved every one of them. And I was the first one in line to say, hey, congratulations, guys. And they gave me hugs. They were like, hey, Coach Woods. I mean, this, that, and the other.
Campbell takes the carry on 2nd down, another gain of 3.
So my 3rd year, I'm filming. I knew I was having, baby Charlotte, my beautiful daughter. So I took the filming, and I saw another drumming. So McMichael almost put 70 points on Moorhead that year, and it was something to watch.
3rd down and 8 from the 20-yard line. The Rams in Cougar territory, moving left to right. They lead at 47-7, 10:45 to play. Campbell in the backfield, and that sets a nice block for Johnson, who rolls out near side, looks to throw, tipped it, almost intercepted by Ross here on the near side. Don in the comments, I'll take Rocky Top over the Pack tomorrow night. At least the Pack is playing a real power team. And Melita in the comments, Air Force over San Diego State tomorrow.
Okay. All right, so I got one for you that's another close one. Georgia Tech is playing really good ball. So who are you going to pick over Georgia Tech and Syracuse? It seems like every time somebody, when Syracuse has a top 25 team that comes into the Dome, it's always a magical moment for Syracuse.
Johnson gets the offsides call with the hard count on 4th down.
I'll tell you, the little bit of mop-up time that Johnson's gotten this season has been interesting.
So, Don, it was actually McCants' first year coaching for McMichael. We went down to Croatan and played at the beach.
1st and 10 from the 11. Johnson hands off. Solid run.
See, fortunately in football, I was never put into a position where
Zaylen Hampton there.
We really got it run up on us, or we had the opportunity to run it up on anybody.
Yeah.
Soccer was another story when I was coaching soccer.
Yeah.
We were playing Eastern Guilford one year, and we were up 6-0 at half in a monsoon. And the guy that was coaching Eastern Guilford had coached when I was in high school.
Okay.
And they beat us, I think it was 3-1 my senior year.
Okay.
But they abused us. It was the dirtiest game on the planet, the dirtiest game I have ever played in.
Yeah.
Terrible officiating. We got mugged all night. I went out at halftime, talked to my boys. I said, if you do not hang 12 up on that scoreboard before the end of the night, I'm going to run you all to death tomorrow.
Oh, Coach Hatley. That's what I'm talking about.
A loss on the carry from Zaylen Hampton sets up 3rd down and 10 on the stop from Jacoby Brooks. Handed off to Campbell. The big man rolls, rumbles, bumbles to the 5-yard line.
And in that handshake line after the game, I made sure that coach knew what it was for, too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It'll be 4th down and 5 inside the 10-yard line. Make it 4th and 6 from the 7. 9:05 to play in this one. Reidsville leads at 47-7 with the football.
Tom and Judy live from Kentucky. Thanks for listening. So, Grady, we got a right now it is 47-7 Reidsville over Rockingham.
Looks like Grady Barrett set to kick the field goal.
And Eric Santa, here he goes. Orioles over Tampa tomorrow.
I believe timeout on the field. I believe that Santa said earlier he's going to Camden tomorrow.
Is he?
To watch the Orioles in Tampa.
So I'll tell you what, been to Camden Yards.
I want to go so bad.
We took a bus trip up there, and we watched my Yankees. So the Yankee team that I watched, my favorite player back then was Paul O'Neill. So it was Paul O'Neill, Tino Martinez, Scott Brocious, Chuck Knobloch, all the boys, man. Yeah. So we get there, and this was the weekend that Cal Ripken broke the all-time record for most games played.
Nice.
Wow.
So we're leaving. We're actually leaving. And I'm going out, and I mean, it was just a dream moment for me. I'm going out, and guess who I see? Paul O'Neill with his family. Said hey to him, got to speak to him. Man, it was the greatest time.
That's awesome.
4th down field goal attempt for Reidsville with a 47-7 lead. With 8:42 to play, the end over end.
Did he get it?
Spins through. A beautiful kick.
We got a flag.
But a flag, too.
I wonder if they're going to call him for running into the kicker.
Yeah, I think it was running into the kicker. Don with the question says, so soccer plays in a rainstorm. Why do they keep moving all these football games up a day for a chance of showers like South Stokes and McMichael did this week? Well, specifically for South Stokes, their field got trenched on last weekend. They didn't. If it took rain a second time during a game, their administration felt like they wouldn't be able to play the game, so that's why they moved it.
Stokes County gets a lot of the bad storms, too, I think. I'm going to tell you what, y'all was thinking about that, too, and I'm like, man, that'll be perfect for me, Michael, to play the wishbone.
50-7 ball game after the field goal. 8:38 to play in this one. Reidsville leads in Week 3. The RoCo Radio Game of the Week brought to you by Impex Chevrolet Buick GMC.
When you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, hey, this is Tom Russell, General Manager at Impex Chevrolet GMC in Reidsville. That would be unbeatable selection and world-class service. Choose from over 1,500 vehicles of every model, shape, and price range. With our big city selection and small town hospitality, you're sure to find just what you're looking for. Shop at one of North Carolina's biggest and best dealers, Impex Chevrolet GMC. On Barnes Street in Reidsville and at ImpexChevroletGMC.com.
After making the field goal, Barrett sent to kick for Reidsville. Nice, beautiful end over end to the 25-yard line. Returned by Rakestraw to the 30 after a nice juke move to the 40. A flag at the 45. He barrels forward past midfield near the 40-yard line, but that flag back before midfield at the 45.
Either going to be a hold or a block in the back.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I want to thank our sponsors tonight, the RoCo Radio Game of the Week, including Circle Drive-In in Eden, serving the best hot dogs in Rockingham County for over 50 years at 111 Boone Road in Eden. Circle Drive-In is your home for fast and friendly service and all-American meal as well. Stop by our old-style drive-in for a delicious cheeseburger, crinkle cut fries, and top your meal off with a milkshake or banana split at Circle Drive-In since the 1970s. For good food, stop by Circle Drive-In at 111 Boone Road near the roundabout. So the penalty will push this one back. I think it's going to be near the 35.
All right, partner. I got another question for you.
So to the 34 it will be. The Cougar offense will move right to left to start this one. Another new quarterback, James Gross, in at quarterback for the Cougars.
And clock running.
Handoff. Gross fakes the handoff to Brian. The ball
no.
rolls all the way to the far side on the pitch attempt. For number 16, Carter Lynn, it'll go out of bounds.
So speaking of hot dogs.
Okay.
All right. So you're going up against Joey Chestnut. What?
Where are we going here?
All right, who's winning? Who's winning? You or Joey Chestnut?
Joey Chestnut within 2 seconds.
So what was his new record? What is it, 86?
86.
Oh, my goodness.
And they wouldn't even let him participate on July 4th.
I know.
There's something wrong with somebody that wants to dip a hot dog in water and then do it again and again on repeat.
86 times in 12 minutes.
No, thank you. I like food, but not like that.
I don't want to eat 86 hot dogs in a year.
Golden Dome defense gets to the runner, Lynn. It'll be a loss of yardage, third down. Rockingham County with the football, down 50-7 with 6 minutes to play here at Community Stadium.
Oh, here, let's get the band going.
Second team in for the Cougars, Corday Griggs in the backfield alongside Lynn. The quarterback is Gross.
Ooh.
Gross hands it off, and right there with the big hit is number 30, Zaylin Hampton, and number 44, Devontae Campbell.
That's what I like about my man Eric Teague right there. He's starting to get like his dad. He's still coaching hard at being up 50-7 still.
Yeah, but he's getting these younger guys and these less experienced guys some game experience right now.
Rakestraw sent to punt.
And you never know, down the road can really build some depth.
Fourth and 11. Here comes Rakestraw's punt. End over end, and no fair catch. Gross gets back there, makes a stop, a loss of 5 to the 30-yard line. Returned by number 12, Demarion Whitted.
Actually, Don, me and Steve talked a whole lot. He knew I was a big-time Yankee fan. I like Steve. He was a nice dude.
We forgive David.
Oh, hey, yeah.
So Rams football first and 10 from the 32. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Ancora Compassionate Care, better known as formerly known as Hospice of Rockingham County. Their name changed late last year, but they're the same community-based mission-focused hospice and palliative care provider the community has known since 1987. To learn more about how Ancora can support you, visit ancoracc.org. Reidsville offense takes over. Braxton Johnson in the game. At quarterback for his second drive. Handoff goes to number 21, Josiah Samalu, the freshman. If I got that right the first try, that's pretty good. Let us know in the comments. Just Josiah Samalu. Samalu had a couple carries against Page late in the ball game. Gets a first down there.
Yeah, that last series against Page, Coach Teague did the same thing he's doing here. Played some of the younger guys. Johnson got some snaps in. Johnson's got a decent arm, especially for a freshman.
I think like you said, he's a freshman, and once he gets in a weight room and really starts working out, getting a good routine, I think he's going to be pretty good.
He definitely has good footwork for a freshman.
Yeah, he does.
All the weights in the world.
Nice face mask there.
All the weights in the world aren't going to make you over 6 foot tall.
That's true.
Oh, is that shots fired towards short people?
5'6.5", if anybody asks.
5'7".
5'9".
Oh, wow.
Jay is the tall guy on our crew.
He is the tall.
Imagine that.
It's the hair.
Jamie, in the comments, how many yards did Cobb have? Near 200.
He had to have had
over 200.
Over 200, yeah. We'll see if we can get that for you, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm sure we can get them from the statistician.
3 receivers far side for Reidsville. Single receiver near side. Johnson in the backfield alongside Samalu. Samalu running well, the freshman. Up past the 40-yard line near the 35. Santa Eric in the comments. He's had about 4,000 yards tonight.
Yeah.
Inside 2 minutes to play. Rams.
I mean,
50-7 lead.
If you count the lateral up with the downhill, you know.
All right, so I want you to look down at the sidelines right there. You got the GOAT and you got the young GOAT. What do you think it's like being able to have your dad on the sidelines?
That's pretty awesome.
That's got to be awesome.
Rob in the comments, that's got to be a record or something. Yep.
What is the single game record for rushing?
We're going to find out.
Hey.
We talking overall or just
for a single game? Like who?
Just
like,
for Reidsville?
Just for Reidsville. Like who's the single player, with the most rushing yards in a single game? They don't have it?
I don't think we have it.
Okay. We need to find that out. I bet old Dale Hagwood would tell us for sure.
Well, we just have season totals.
Okay. Yeah, we need to find that out. Because it might be a chance that Cobb winds up breaking that record one night.
Jamie in the comments says 285 is the single game record.
It's the single game? Okay.
Yeah, Cobb didn't get up there tonight, but
it could come a time for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be the last play of the ball game. The Rams.
Oh, if they would have kept feeding him tonight, it would have happened.
It could have happened.
But, they're
final score, a 50-7 win for Reidsville. It moves them to 3-0 on the season. It's their 11th 3-0 start in the last 12 seasons. Their 20th 3-0 start in the last 24 years. It moves them to 78-3 since 79-3 since 2016, 116-6 overall, and moves them to 45-2 versus Rockingham County, 34 straight against Rockingham County, and 54 straight against county opponents. Final score, 50-7, as we bring you to the RoCo Radio post-game show. An update, a score update from Moorhead. Northeast Guilford 23, Moorhead 6.
Oh, man.
So, guys, final thoughts in this one. We turn to the Reidsville offense. Just was everywhere tonight.
Oh, they was, man. The offense was not skipping a beat again from week to week. Just great quarterback play by Deontay Neal. You had Cameron Jones, Cobb still doing his thing with the rushing game. Then you go to the defensive side of the ball. The defensive line was absolutely outstanding. You had a couple of picks by the defensive backs too as well. Nothing to hang your hat on with your Rockingham right now. You took 2 out of 3 against Rockingham County teams. Now you can get into conference play, and it's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. But if you keep playing your football and keep doing what you're doing, there's a good shot they're going to be in the playoffs this year again.
There's a lot to like for Rockingham County as well. Reidsville moves it to 16 straight wins But I want to talk about that Rockingham County side of things. They have a chance to go back-to-back winning seasons for the first time since 2011 and 2012.
Yeah.
They had that 7-6 season and 9-4 season under Coach Lynn Stadler. Coach Doug Robertson, when he said the goals for him, last year 7 wins for this team, they get to the playoffs. They face North Lincoln, and they drop in that one. Coach Robertson said the goal here is they know this team knows how to win. The next step is to win those games, to win a playoff game.
Yeah.
This team is right in the grasp of doing that. Nothing shown tonight says that they're not going to be in the playoff hunt in the 3A and a team that could win a round 1 game, a round 2 game.
It could happen. I mean, that's a possibility. It could happen. I mean, especially their defensive side of the ball, it's been absolutely strong. I mean, you look at tonight, I mean, you can't hang your hat on one game. I mean, eventually things are going to turn around again for you. But, I mean, even with this blowout loss, they still played strong. They never gave up. They played, the football they're supposed to play. And that comes back to coaching for Coach Robertson.
How about the community stadium advantage? 22 straight regular season games won here at Community Stadium, 42 straight games, including the postseason games that have been played here since 2016.
Wow. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. I mean, when you talk about Reidsville, you talk about records. I mean, it's just records everywhere. I mean, the most wins in a row, the most wins against county rivals. I mean, I would say, hey, this is title town. Shelby can talk all they want to out there down towards Charlotte, but this is title town right here.
Final score 50-7. Reidsville wins it over Rockingham County. Up next is a matchup with Eastern Alamance. That'll take place here at 7:30 p.m. Up next for Rockingham County is a week off before opening up Mid-State 3A conference play against Southern Guilford in week number 5 as they fall to 2-1 on the season. Any final thoughts, Jonathan?
Well, Reidsville did what Reidsville does. They spread the ball around. Their offense was explosive. Their defense got the job done. And, that was even Coach Teague saying that he wanted them to play cleaner. They did play cleaner tonight than they had in their previous 2 matchups. It still wasn't as clean as I think he would like it. Some of the opponent, West Stokes, is looking like a good team this year. Andrews is scary.
They are very scary.
And Walkertown.
And Walkertown, too, as well.
I mean you're talking 3
teams
that are going to give Reidsville a hard time come conference
So when
play.
you play West Stokes, I mean, you go up there, you're playing up in high country up there. I mean, you're playing tough, fundamentally sound country boys. When you go to Walkertown, man, they're just fast, very fast. T.W. Andrews, very fast. I mean, they've got some great running backs, and they're pretty much a downhill run game. It's going to be fun to see, man, because this 2A, I mean, it is always some good quality football teams year in and year out.
Oh, yeah, and Rockingham's upcoming opponents. You've got some quality opponents in that 3A conference that they're in.
Yeah.
Dudley,
yeah. You always got to mention Dudley when it comes to 3A. They're loaded.
You go try to do anything against Dudley's going to be competing.
That's right.
Late in the playoffs this year.
That's right.
I have no doubt of that.
I'll tell you what, man. Like you said, later on down in the year, you had teams like Bunker Hill last year. You had teams like Shelby that came to Reidsville last year. That was an awesome game, man. A great experience. You play teams like Clinton. I mean, so you've got to get the, it's still like you said, Hatley. You got to really clean up the penalties and the stuff, the minor stuff. But that, it's the first 3 games. I think once they get halfway through the season, things will start getting more in rhythm. But you made some good points right there, Hatley.
So here's the numbers, boys. Thanks to Dale Hagwood, the statistician. Deontay Neal, 16 of 20 tonight, 226 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Wow.
Cameron Jones, 6 receptions, 103 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the evening.
Okay.
The number we're all waiting for.
Let's hear it.
Drum roll, please. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. There we go. We got the drum.
You got it.
Drum line. 9 carries.
What?
averaged 27 per carry tonight. 3 touchdowns.
Okay. Where's the big one? Let's hear it.
243 yards for Jariel Cobb.
So there was somebody in the comments, Jamie Hunt, 285. Oh, man, he was close.
He was close to that 285 marker. Now, Tayon Graves is also who Cobb is chasing this year for that
The
Reidsville
21?
single-season record of 2,173 yards, I believe it is.
Okay.
That's the number he's chasing. I believe Tayon got that in 2007. So, look at the numbers. That's 3 touchdowns back-to-back weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100-plus back-to-back-to-back weeks to start the season for Cobb. We had questions about who's going to carry the offense. We've got answers. I mean, we came into this game, Neal and Cobb had 68% of the total yardage for Reidsville, and tonight showed more of the same of what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, and the one thing that you have to really, I know we talk Cobb, I know we talk Deontay Neal, I know we talk Cameron, mama, there goes that man. I mean, we talk all these guys. The offensive line is playing a big part in this. You've got to give a big shout out to this offensive line. They are playing some great football. What do you think, Hatley?
Oh yeah, they're giving Neal time to throw. They're giving Cobb holes to run into. They're doing their job. If they can clean up the false starts and they can clean up the little holding penalties, they are definitely going to be an even bigger force to be reckoned with than they already are.
They are, yeah, absolutely. I will absolutely agree 100%.
So for Cobb, it's 4 straight 100-plus games going back to the state championship against Clinton. Had 24 carries in that game for 145 yards. He was on pace for 1,550 yards this season, coming into this game with just 8 carries, 19 carries, and 9 carries. So when the games get bigger, it gets postseason time, and you need a bell cow.
So, I mean, with the thing about it is, too, partner, I mean, with the carries, he's not getting a big workload, and he's getting what he needs to get. I mean, he's getting a bunch of yards. So it could be later on down the season that when you need a bell cow, he is fresh to ready to go for the playoffs, too.
Score update, Northeast Guilford 30, Moorhead 6 in the fourth quarter. At half, it's 19-17 Packers over the Eagles. Melita in the comments, the O-line is playing great, just need to stay away from the penalties.
That's true.
The illegal motions, exactly right. And you got to give the shout-out to that offensive line, the veterans, Noah Ware returning, Lucas Gingler up the middle, several guys coming in from last year and bringing experience. His score update in the Mid-State 2A in the fourth quarter, West Stokes over East Surrey, 26-23. Christopher McGee in the comments. Shout out to RoCo Radio. Thanks for the broadcast. Our pleasure, Christopher. Thanks for listening in, and thanks for joining us here from Community Stadium at Jimmy Teague Field. Man, it was a pleasure tonight, the 50-7 win. I mean, Cobb was averaging 12 yards per carry coming into this one. He gets a 27-yard per carry night.
I mean, like I said, dude, I mean, he's doing this on – that's 2 out of 3 games that he had what? So read over the carries again. First game,
8 carries.
8 carries.
Second
This game, 9.
9 carries. This game, 19
carries.
Against Page.
Oh, my goodness. That is unheard of.
He's already one of the 23 backs in Reidsville history in the 1K club. He's looking to break that single-season record. We'll see if he can do it. We'll follow that pace. It's something that's going to be fun to watch in Rockingham County sports and Rockingham County football this season. One of the many great things to come throughout the season, including Week 4, the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. We'll return. Jonathan, you got to get out of here. You're going back to your other broadcast team next.
Hey, no, look, man.
We had a lot of. I'm just kidding. We had a lot of fun, but we got 2 games to cover next week.
I got to give a big shout-out to Jonathan Hatley tonight, man.
It was a lot of fun.
The flow was great. We done a great job, man. Like I said, I love to hear about your football knowledge, man. You have great knowledge of the game, and it was a pleasure having you on tonight.
So let us know in the comments before we leave. We've got 33 listening in. We want to know where you want us to be next week.
Oh, absolutely.
So Reidsville is going to be home against Eastern Elements. That will be on TV. So there will be TV coverage of that game.
Mm-hmm.
So that leaves 2 county games, McMichael and Southwestern Randolph at McMichael, and Moorhead hosting, I believe, Williams. So where would you, let us know in the comments, where would you like to see us? Here at Community Stadium, at Macfield Stadium for McMichael and Southwestern Randolph. The Moorhead game, let us know in the comments before we head out of here.
I'll tell you what, I would like to go to McMichael. Honestly, I would. I mean, we do a lot of Reidsville games, and we spread it out. We try to spread it out evenly, and we haven't done a McMichael game yet. So it'll be about time for us to head on down to McMichael and get it done.
So we'll have 2 broadcast teams out there. Not quite sure where we will be next week. Let us know in the comments before we get final thoughts from Jonathan. First, I want to talk about how does Reidsville move forward? Is there anything they need to build on? And then secondly, where's Rockingham County move forward on their bye week?
Rockingham County, they have a bye week. They can really work on things. They can settle in. They can focus on their next opponent for 2 weeks. You're going to have game film to watch. You're going to have everything that you need to know from this game that you need to work on. They are in a good spot going into their conference play. Reidsville's going to keep on doing what Reidsville does. They're going to practice hard. They're going to prepare for next week. And they've got Eastern Alamance next week. That's a revenge game for Reidsville.
That'll be a revenge game for sure.
That was, I think that was the only game that Reidsville lost last season. Mm-hmm. And they're going to want blood. And they've got a week to get ready for Eastern Alamance, and I think they're going to be ready for them. If they can play a good, clean game, clean up the little penalties and little mistakes, I think they've got a great shot at beating Eastern Alamance next week.
So I'm trying to look up the schedule for Rockingham. It looks like the next game up is
Ben L. Smith.
Ben L. Smith, yep. That'll be their next game, week 5.
Southern Guilford.
Or Southern Guilford.
Southern Guilford.
And then week 6
my bad.
will be.
Okay, so Southern Guilford right now is sitting at 1-1. So they played.
Coached by former Walkertown head coach Garrett Mills.
There you go. So they played, what is it, South? They beat Providence Grove, which is a good win. They got blew out by, who is that right there?
Southern Guilford.
Southern Guilford, that is. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Or, I
Wait
mean,
a minute.
Southwestern Guilford.
Southwestern Guilford, yeah. So that was a 44-6 loss. So I mean, that's a good manageable win, but
Rockingham County. Before we let you go, final numbers. Jeriel Cobb, 9 carries, 243 yards, 3 touchdowns, a 27-yard per carry average. Cameron Jones, 6 receptions, 103 yards, and 3 tutties. Deontay Neal, 16 of 20, 226 yards, and 4 touchdowns in the 50-7 win. For Rockingham County, the 1 touchdown going to Christian De La Cruz, the junior, who had a great run, who kept it a close game there in the first half, the only scoring for Rockingham County. Final score, 50-7 here on the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. We'll see you next week to find out where we will be. Make sure you head on over to Facebook.com/Radio Rockingham. That's Facebook.com/Radio Rockingham. You can also catch the local gridiron there, our live stream where we recap and look ahead to the next week here on RoCo Radio. Final score, 50-7. Have a great weekend. Enjoy college football and the NFL season returning to our televisions.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for listening to the RoCo Radio Game of the Week between Reidsville and Rockingham County. To follow up with more coverage, make sure you visit us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Radio Rockingham, where we'll bring you the local gridiron coming up later this weekend. We'll also have more coverage of high school football action next week. Make sure you tune in to find out where we will be or to even maybe potentially vote on which broadcast we'll bring you next week. Make sure you do that at Facebook.com/Radio Rockingham, and you can catch all of our archive games on Spotify as well by searching for RoCo Radio. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by our wonderful sponsors, whose passion is to highlight the student athletes in Rockingham County, as well as the head coaches and coaches on staff that mentor players on and off the field. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Pennrose Carwash, voted #1 car wash in Rockingham County. Pennrose Carwash at 1509 South Scales has been serving the Reidsville and surrounding area for over 50 years. Established in 1970 by well-known entrepreneur Leo Rentz, this popular venue welcomes everyone. Pennrose Carwash open 24/7 and find us on Facebook. Pennrose Carwash voted #1 Rockingham County Car Wash 3 years in a row. Tonight's game is brought to you by Kooler Ice. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that's ready when you are? Kooler Ice is countywide, and find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan across from Walmart, or visit our local Kooler Ice dispenser at Shules Home, 1635 Freeway Drive in Reidsville. And for all your ice and water options, you can also find us at Pennrose Carwash in Reidsville at 1509 South Scales, or at 2 Rivers Plaza in Eden at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice, great tasting, fresh ice, available 24/7 at all 4 locations. 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons. Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Ancora Compassionate Care, formerly known as Hospice of Rockingham County. Their name changed late last year, but they're the same community-based, mission-focused hospice and palliative care provider the community has known since 1987, providing specialized care for those coping with serious illness. Ancora's mission is to be a supportive presence for life's journey. When greater comfort and rapid response matter most, make sure it's Ancora Compassionate Care. They'll always be there because they've always been here. To learn more about how Ancora can support you, visit AncoraCC.org. Just as they are a supportive presence for life's journey, Ancora Compassionate Care is proud to support our local football teams on their journey towards successful seasons. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sandy Cross General Merchandise, serving the Sandy Cross community, Rockingham County, and surrounding areas of our beautiful Piedmont Triad since 1988. Rockingham County's community store at 164 Boyd Road in the Sandy Cross community, celebrating our 36th anniversary. Stop by Sandy Cross General Merchandise for local pure brand gasoline with the cheapest price in Rockingham County for 93 non-ethanol. Sandy Cross General Merchandise is also your niece's sausage headquarters with great value for Rockingham County. To find out more about the Log Cabin store, visit us on Facebook by searching Sandy Cross General Merchandise. The RoCo Radio Game of the Week is brought to you by Circle Drive-In in Eden, serving the best hot dogs in Rockingham County for over 50 years. Located at 111 Boone Road in Eden, Circle Drive-In is your home for fast and friendly service and an all-American meal. Stop by our old-style drive-in for a delicious cheeseburger, crinkle cut fries, and top your meal off with a milkshake or banana split. Or choose from one of our many menu items, such as buffalo wings, chicken tenders, steak and cheese, the chuck wagon, and so much more. Circle Drive-In since the 1970s. For good food, stop by Circle Drive-In at 111 Boone Road near the roundabout. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Impex Chevrolet GMC at 2009 Barnes Street in Reidsville. When you are in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, look for the difference at Impex Chevrolet GMC. We have an unbeatable selection and world-class service. Choose from over 1,500 vehicles of every model, shape, and price range. And with our big city selection and small-town hospitality, you are sure to find just what you're looking for. Shop at one of North Carolina's biggest and best dealers at Impex Chevrolet GMC, 2009 Barnes Street in Reidsville, or at ImpexChevroletGMC.com. And tonight's game is brought to you by the community source, Rockingham Update, who brings you local programming, government meeting coverage, community events, promotion and broadcasts, sports, local nonprofit news, and so much more. Providing digital community news on all platforms since 2007. RockinghamUpdate.com aims to serve Rockingham County with dependable information and coverage it deserves. For local programming, including local meeting coverage, sports, local nonprofit news, events, and more, visit RockinghamUpdate.tv, your #1 IPTV station in Rockingham County. For a full list of programming and to watch live, visit RockinghamUpdate.tv. Thanks for listening to Week 3 of the RoCo Radio Game of the Week. For my broadcast partners, Jonathan Hatley and David Woods, I'm Joe Dexter, wishing you a beautiful fall weekend. Enjoy college football and the NFL returning, and have a great time with friends and family, because that's what it's all about. Stay tuned for Week 4 coverage on Friday night under the lights on RoCo Radio and Facebook.com/Radio Rockingham. Take care, everybody.